Yep. A premium account on X is required to go live on a platform. Please upgrade the premium subscription. That's crazy. So they just.
I thought you had.
I have regular. I ain't fucking paying for shit.
There's such thing as regular and premium.
Yeah.
Damn.
But we live, man.
Welcome, America. Welcome back to Moe TV and Solesoundz. The guests.
Yeah, we got like one person watching so far, but we just started, so
yeah, don't mind us. Warming up.
Oh, my boy J goddamn Freezy. Let me go to so I can see the comments. What's good with you, Jay Freezy? Yo, guess what? Guess who made Chief, Jay Freezy? I want to see if you drop it in the comments. I got your attention, but yep. I found that out today when I was at work. They told me. I got the text message. I was like, man, more power to her. She about to get that work though. Because the shit she got away with as a first class and a second class ain't gonna rock out. But that's crazy though. Whoa, it ain't no standards no more. But you know, I don't know. She probably got to the wing and them evals. I mean, they probably. Oh, it's awesome, you know, people going there to retire. You never know, you know. Obviously, you know, she must have did something there, had better evals, but I'm glad I'm where I'm at. And I can retire from there. Let me see. All right, I had to go in because I wanted to see how it look on the. That's why I got to teach you too, so how you can look at when you live to go on to YouTube Studio and you see your analytics.
Right.
Oh, the YouTube go-getters is doing the same thing. I just, because I'm on StreamYard, I was able to stream to both channels at the same time. Yeah. McLean made Chief too. So you got a couple of people. I think they made like 50 something, man. You can even make it. You said Steak that US is getting all the views. You know what I mean? I never even heard of that.
That's different.
You said you saw my window when I made it? When I made Chief or YouTube? Let's say I probably made Chief when you joined that night. You know, I'm an old head. I want to talk about I made it in 2017, man. I probably never. Well, I know I ain't making CG. I don't even want to. I want to be a civilian. I love my new job, man. I got 2 first classes that handle their business. I ain't got to stress. I work banker hours. Can't beat it. Oh, shout out to everybody that's in the building. You see that? That's why I'm wearing that. You see that? You see that? Uncle Moe TV merch. Get yours while you can. $100 a t-shirt.
But comes with a Dunkin' Donuts card.
Yeah, it don't come with
shit.
Gift card. Come with a thank you. $100. But for tonight only, guys, y'all could get it 75% off. 75% off. And I'm running for president soon, since everybody else can do it. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody better.
But let's get in there. We got a lot of viewers on right now. 6, so I see 6. This joint is messing up. It's thinking I need to edit some joint. Because the last time I was on it got the category under gaming. Because I was gaming, so I changed the category.
Could be under entertainment.
Yeah, people on blogs. But yo, Jay Freezy, go over there and subscribe to Solesoundz too while you up here. I could tell you a story about Jay Freezy.
Highly appreciate it. Got some content up there, can vibe out to it.
So yeah, that's what we want to do. We on this whole getting used to this vertical views joint. The other program that I use, I could do way more with it, but I don't know how to bring guests up on there yet. That's why we fucked with it like this, because me, even though they gave us training today, said we can't talk about our political views and all that stuff, but we was talking about it, how I'm not voting for. I really don't want to vote for neither one of them fools, but I just hate the shucking and jiving that the Democrats are doing right now. And I ain't no Democrat at all.
What's wild is party wise, I am a Democrat because when I turned 18, I ain't know no better. It was like, yeah, you old enough to vote. You should go vote. Which party you want to pick? I was always taught in school like the Democrats are for the poor people. That's just what what I'm saying.
Man, all of them you look into it. You look into it, you find out all of them is for the rich people, but they ain't for us.
Yeah, right wing, left wing, same bird.
Yep, you know my motto. You know my motto.
You just gotta run with who makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, vote for what aligns with your policies, man. Whether it's Trump, whether it's Kamala.
Look, I'm for whoever's gonna increase wages to combat.
That's what I said. Yeah. Bro, like Jay Freezy said, I don't know who is the president that gives us the biggest check is my favorite. Me too.
That's basically what I was alluding to saying. You know what I'm saying? Whoever's going to help combat these damn inflation prices out here. Because
man, as an adult, my favorite president was George Bush. That's the best president I served under. Being in the military, he gave us the highest pay raise. I was able to afford stuff. I was balling and I wasn't even making as much as I'm making now. But I was able to afford groceries and shit,
Yeah, I see that's the thing. Inflation wasn't as high, yeah.
It was high. It just was high for that time. But money was flowing. It's always inflation. If it was never inflation, we'd still be paying $3 for rent and fucking penny candies and shit. So it's always inflation. That's keeping up with the time,
Yeah. The whole thing where that starts is, what I'm saying, when Federal Reserve took over.
What you mean by that, Willis?
That's when you had to pay tax, right? That's
why did we have to pay taxes? When did taxes come about?
What was that? 1919? No, 1920. Nope, I'm wrong. 1913.
Later than that. It was later than that. It was after. I think it's like right before World War One, after World Two. Because we damn near went bankrupt after the war. It wasn't supposed to be forever. It was supposed to be temporary. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with taxes when it's used for correctly what it's supposed to be used for.
I hear that, but that's its own independent bank. That has nothing to do with our government at all. They're
How you
based out
feel?
of England,
What? Ain't nothing based out of no damn England.
Federal Reserve.
Bro, one thing I learned from being in the military, if you believe that America is letting somebody anywhere else control what we do over here, the media, schools, everything did their job to keep us blinded, bro. That's why I told you before when they put that shit on the news. If I ain't learned nothing else being in the military, and Jay Freezy could talk to contest to this, you only know what they want us to know, what they want the main public to know. Because as soon as we even do something, we get thrown in this shit called River City, where they cut off all communication until they able to put out the narrative they want to put out there. America is only a superpower because we don't take no shit from nobody. Our biggest assets that got us in control of the world is that we are willing to fucking tear shit up. We got the biggest guns. We're willing to tear shit up. One carrier is more than most fucking countries' military combined. One aircraft carrier. So when you throw two of them out there, the world goes into a frenzy when they see two of them battle groups at a time. And I'm telling you, our shit is in Kentucky, Fort Knox. Adula, what make you think that demographic of people bought Trump? But I'm telling you, like, my thing is the dumbest voters we got right now is anybody. It's two voters right now that we got that's the dumbest by far. It's people that vote along the lines of identity, meaning, oh, you're black, so I'm just gonna vote for you because you're black. You're a woman, so I'm just gonna vote for you black. They gave him 100 million last week. Where you seen that at?
I've never seen that. They just
drop
gave you 100 million.
Drop the link in the comments so I could pull that up. But you got to think, for these lobbyists and cats that got all this money, 100 million ain't nothing to them. What? Yeah. That's a cheap down payment to control a nation.
These people are making billions.
Old girl made that. Didn't she pull that up in like on a Zoom call? All these girls put in all this money for her. Like I said, if you pull up Kamala policies, she'll talk about how she'll do XYZ for everything else. When they asked her at her town hall, what you gonna do for black people, she talked about we'll study it. What's the study? We've been studying this bullshit for the last 400, let's just say 100 years since we had modern media. What's the study? To me, these presidents are public figures, and obviously other people you know that. We know that. Them drinks is figurehead. The problem with America is we so smart, we stupid. Because if you think that goddamn one man or one woman is controlling when we got a 3/3 vote and we got Congress 235, 400 in the House of Representatives. So you mean to tell me one person going to outrank 635 people? Bullshit. And if we ain't see nothing else in our country, when people get off a strip, shit happens to them. We proved that in America. Anybody could get it. Look at JFK. Broad daylight in the middle of a parade. So we can sit here
and that's when he was the president, surrounded by Secret Service. Yeah. Clearly. So clearly we know, what that was about. That was about some old behind the scenes. Like, we need to get him out the way to push a narrative.
He went off strip. It wasn't about pushing no narrative. He made political promises to different entities, and he ain't paid back nut. Man, listen.
Well, there was a thing with him though, right? Wasn't he the one that was one of his campaigns for getting rid of the Federal Reserve?
Listen to me, bro. It will
I want to look that
never.
up.
Listen, they tell you that shit, that's bullshit. They ain't never fucking the money up. You believe that shit all you want. Why you think Trump wasn't that well liked? Because he was fucking the money up. They will never fuck the money up at all. That's why most of these people come into office and all their worth is 30,000 at best, and then they go into Congress lifetime membership and be multimillionaires because they're getting paid by these lobbyists and all this stuff. You know, that's why you paying fucking what you call it, hundreds of thousands for fucking Medicare and shit. What happened to Kamala does win, and she's not black, so we got to stop pushing that narrative that she's the first black president. She's not black.
She isn't. She's the first darker president.
So she is
darker female president.
If we look at the global majority, I guess we could say she's on the diaspora, but she's not a black, like she's not like my kind of black. She's not black. She's Indian, which is cool. Just run off and say you Indian. Like I think that's all distractions. I just hate the shucking and jiving, and instead of having real political campaigns when you're talking to the black Democratic base, you bringing out goddamn Megan Thee Stallion and Quavo and Little John. Like, come on, man. Give us more credit to that. Have an educated conversation and tell us what's your policies you standing on. You
right. I don't want to be entertained. That's how they're looking at us, as people that just need to be entertained so you can do what you want to do. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and that's an insult right there in itself. You know what I mean? Because they're saying that they don't respect us like that.
And let's look at common sense, right? We should not be asking what's her policy. She should not be telling us I would do XYZ. You're in office right now. We should already know what you stand for because we could see representation, because you're literally sitting a job right now. Like, that's like me sitting there. That's like, for instance, you in the military and they have like an XO, right? The XO comes in and he holds, like, he's gonna be the CO in most cases, depending on the size of your command. He's gonna be the CO. So the XO comes in to enforce policy. You know what I'm saying? He keeps good order and discipline on shit. So by the time he took over as the CO, we not questioning what's his philosophy. He's gonna make certain changes because, of course, you're not gonna carry the same thing as before. But we already know what you stand for because we already was under you for about a year or two before you actually took the seat as the commanding officer. So right now she's in charge. What did we see her policies in? She opened up the border. You get what I'm saying? She showed us the only way you're gonna get something if you're black, if you're white in this country under her, is the trickle down effect. If you're American for some parts, all you're getting is the trickle down effect with her. You're not getting the whole thing. She sat there and tell us, I'm not only going to do something for black people, I'm not going to do nothing for black people. But then she opened up the borders to DACA and all this other stuff. And the only way I say we get trickle down effect on that is because for instance, I got Caribbean descent. So my family could come in that's in the islands and use the DACA calls to come over to the country. But that's a small minority of that shit. You opened up and like before we got to close the border because of Mexicans and all this. It ain't even Mexican. This is a Venezuela immigrants that you're busing in by the masses. Yo, I just was looking up where they said since they had the immigrants, which I'm gonna talk about my home state where I pay taxes at, New York spent over $5 billion on this migrant crisis so far. When we know right now, I could go outside right now and drive down the street with all these bases around here, and there's Americans with signs up that they homeless, and we ain't putting into that shit. Right here, veterans homeless, but we giving it like we taking care of everybody else, but we not taking care of home. And there's nothing wrong with being country first. That's why I couldn't be a Democrat if I want to, because when I look at how my life aligned, I have conservative values, but I'm not a Republican. I'm an independent, but I believe in God, country, family, you know,
Right.
made not in that
You
order.
believe in American values.
Yeah, I won't even say American views. That's my views that I stand for, and whatever aligns with that, that's what I go. But I will say American because all these people that's talking shit, they ain't signing their name on that dotted line to go out here and fight for this same shit. So when it comes to the presidential debate, yeah, I got added interest because whoever's in charge literally has control over my life and the life of the people I care about that I serve with. So that commander in chief can send us to war, and now we the ones fighting the battles while everybody's sitting here and they might have made a dumb decision, whichever direction they voted in, that we paying with our lives, we paying with our like leaving our kids, man. Under this administration, we fucking sat on deployment that we supposed to go out there for 5.5 months, and we was out there for 10 months. When I felt like they knew we was gonna be out there regardless.
They just said that to get you out there without any drawbacks.
All right, so we got a
saying,
question. Right? What I'm saying is, it's easy to make decisions when it ain't when you ain't got the skin in the game for that shit, you know? Like, it's easy to be like, I'm gonna send you to. That's easy to go start trouble with people when you got a big brother to run home to. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's some people that fucking man. So, like, for instance, right? Here go a question. So, does closing the borders decrease immigrant illegal or increase? Right? I think saying right. So this how I feel, right? Illegals, right? So right now, I don't think it do either or. I don't think it decreases. Well, I think it decreases it to a point because so it's the difference that I noticed. And if you listen to the wording, we got migrants that they're bringing in, and then we got illegal immigrants. You know, before the illegal immigrants that was running around America, the most was Canadians here on visas that expired. You know, now we busting in the migrants and giving them our money. You giving them fucking cards like with food stamps on it. They kicked out Americans out of shelters to put them in it. It's just it's so much that we could build on to build our own thing up. Or for all that, it'll be cheaper, right? If you just fix up where the fuck they at and let them stay there. You know? Let them stay in their country, you know? But we taking it ain't like they sending us they doctors, lawyers, and they brightest minds, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They sending us people and don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure it's good people to that's mixed in it. And that's what I feel like we giving up money to non-Americans, which even with the illegals, that's how I feel, right? I use Italy as an example. When we was in Italy, the hotel I was staying at wasn't far from immigration, and it was a long line. Everybody has immigration policies. Everybody protects their borders. You know, everybody protects home base. We don't have. I know it says, "Give me your." We could. You. I say yes. Let's take them in, but let's do it legally. Go through the proper channels to get here.
I agree.
Cause we going
Get your
somewhere else.
green visas and
We gotta go through the proper channel, and then just be this whole country was built on immigration. Then go through the proper channels, and then fucking be a productive citizen. You know. But don't come here, tear up shit. Don't tell me what you can't do for me. Don't tell me that my kids, my taxes that you overtax me can't give my kids better schools, better stuff but you giving it away to people that ain't put into this, you know? No different than somebody doing goddamn disability fraud. You taking out of a system that you didn't put into, you know? Like I feel public assistance should be a fucking a cap. It should be a time limit, and you should get as much as you put in. If you was working, doing your thing, and you fell on hard times, yeah, boom, you should get it. Hold on, fam. I'm gonna switch this cord. Let me see. Is it working? It sound like I can hear myself. But it shouldn't be something that some people like. And I'm gonna talk about my community and how I see people is. I know some people that fucking that's all they did was stay on welfare their whole damn life. They just
Made a way of life
welfare.
out of it.
Yeah,
That's what it was. And we see it a lot
yeah,
in the urban communities, you
yeah.
know,
And
where
like the biggest misconception we say though, when we be like illegal immigrants don't pay taxes. Everybody pay taxes. When you go to the store, they take taxes out our check, then taxes when we go to the store to buy anything. Taxes when we pay for gas.
yeah,
Taxes
then
when
they
we
tax you.
anywhere we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere we go, we paying taxes, but they'll say that. So that's a misconception to say they don't pay. And then like everything, America is a capitalistic country, so everybody it's money. It's a business in everything. It's a business in crime. It's a business in having illegal immigrants here. It's a business in having migrants here because if you got them here, border patrol, that's a job. Correctional officers, that's a job. Um, People once they get them here, you paying them under the table and taking advantage of them and shit.
Yep.
Because the same people we complaining about, it's a lot of people that's here predatory on them too, and they don't deserve that either. They coming here for a better life, and it's people taking advantage of them. So I feel like let's make a legal path for them to come here, because now we're capitalizing as a whole because now they can legally work, they can legally do things. It could keep the wages at competitive for competitive for all, not just for certain things. Because in all reality, right, it's like the female actresses that was talking about, oh, they don't get the pay the same in Hollywood. The problem why y'all don't get the same pay is because y'all don't sit there on solidarity and say, hey, I'm not taking this role because that's under what I'm supposed to get. The problem is the next one will be like, fuck it, I'll take it for less. So now that just set the standard, that lowered the bar and set the standard, and that's why you don't see the same chicks, they complain about it years later, like, oh, I didn't get paid what I was supposed to get paid, or they taking, it's not fair that Denzel got this or this person got that. That's because they negotiated. Like, you need to fire your representation. You need to make better decisions.
I think yeah, that's really why it happens, because you're not aware of what you're
Nah, they be aware. They don't stand on their business, as
to
they
a
say
degree, I would
nowadays.
say, yeah.
So answer this question. You gonna tell me these people are smart enough that they can control the masses and make us think one way and they act like they got this and that, but they ain't smart enough to be like, you know what, I'm not taking this and we gotta have this union. Them motherfuckers know they be like, I need this money. Fuck you, bitches. I'm taking this pay. That's what the problem be. They don't stand on it.
In that regard, yeah.
Yeah, let's
That's
keep it real, bro.
keep it that
We
way.
got to stop making excuses for grown ass adults, Like we will sit here, right? And that's why I said I'm only talking about my community. I cannot speak about other communities. I'm talking about, I cannot sit here and tell as a whole, feed them that lie that you don't need a man. I don't need no I'm the smartest. I'm the most educated, but then you getting fucked over. So are you really the most smartest or most educated if you can't practically exercise that? No. So either you stupid or you're not. So I'm not gonna give you credit saying you
Yeah,
smart as hell, and then the next minute talk about, oh man, they got over on her because she's a woman. Oh man,
yeah.
I owe you $5. I ain't never owe nobody nothing but an ass whooping, so you can keep it pushing. Unless you're talking to Solesoundz, he might be talking about you owing him $5. But everybody know I don't owe nobody no money. I pay my debts. Your name Navy Federal? Because that's the only motherfucker I owe.
Oh, that's crazy.
Mhm.
Damn, bro. That's pretty
Yeah,
wild.
the loudest person is the dumbest. But I'm telling you, I sit there and I listen to these chicks talk that shit. I'm like, come on, make your mind up, man. Make your mind up. But what I did see today, right? I was strolling through the YouTube streets and what you call it, because this girl haven't been sitting down doing any media joint, they starting to turn on her. The mainstream media, they starting to turn on her. and they starting to like point out shit on her. They ain't pushing the agenda like they was pushing before.
Like I said, I thought it was shocking
Come on,
that Obama didn't endorse her yet.
Now he on the program, you know. Now they done put the the gun to his head and shit. He went there. They got his wife up there stuttering on stage. But he did bring up a good point. You say we are supposed to be the land of the free and the democratic process, and we knocking other countries that's not on the same wavelength. But when it came to them picking her to be the candidate for us, we threw out the fucking process.
That ain't right.
Now we don't got enough time for it, you know? And then they saying like the only people that she's sitting down talking with is the people that are sitting there shucking and jiving. Like, come on, Steve Harvey. You think I'm listening to Steve Harvey? You can't even control your wife. I don't think I'm gonna listen to you to control my vote for the country, you know? Like, come on, man. And when I say control your wife, I don't mean like woman sit your ass. I mean like it came out months ago. She was allegedly cheating and doing this, and that. And he even come out and just like, come on, man. My wife would never do that shit. Do I think she was doing the stuff they do? Absolutely not. I think she's smarter than that, you know? I think she's smarter than him. I don't think she's messing with the help like that. If she was messing with something, she's gonna mess with something that can carry her after him, you know, a bigger fish than him, you know? But not the BS they kicking, you know. But look, I'm gonna play some joint that from the 1960s. Let me see something.
Go to the White House and who'll stay in the doghouse? You're the one who has that power. You're the one who put the present Democratic administration in Washington, D.C. It was the fact that you threw 80% of your votes behind the Democrats that put the Democrats in the White House. When you see this, you can see that the Negro vote is the key factor. And despite the fact that you are in a position to be the determining factor, what do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote. They've been down there 4 years. And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first and they put you last. Because you're a chump.
Malcolm X said that in the 60s, bro. The late 50s, early 60s. You get what I'm saying?
That's how long this program been going on.
Now it's 60 years later. It's the same shit.
Same play. Just revamped.
60 years later, same shit, man. We falling for the monkey in the tailpipe, man.
Now, this country was supposed to be a republic. Yeah. At the end of the day, like I said, you know, I don't care, Democrat, Republican, Independent, as long as you are for the people, as long as you're going to keep money in our pocket, you're not going to make it to where we losing money. You know what I mean? You're making sure we can afford things and we don't have to settle for less. Yeah. It's disappointing enough that we got to vote for the lesser of the two evils. Why are we even voting for any evil? You know what I'm saying? How about that?
They say, you know what I mean? Trump, like, listen, I don't care for none of them. I just want to put the facts out. They said Trump was gonna give police immunity, and like I counted somebody who said, I said they already got immunity if you look at it and stuff. But a lot of y'all greatest president ever, what did he do? If you read that shit, he fucking
James Small.
Obama signs the blue alert law to protect police. This was in May 2015. You know, this is May 2015. He did that. So let's not act like any of this stuff is new. All right, lighter note. What's talks takes on social media influence? Man, there's one social media influence that me and the homeboys talk about earlier. I can't stand, and that's Hassan Campbell, because he's the worst of the worst with his buffoonery, bro, and his lies to the people. Like he care about the people. What we need to talk about with social media is all this electronic panhandling. Like I was on a live, right? Just strolling through live, and it's the dude on there literally just begging, bro. Just begging, not even talking about nothing, not singing. And I mean, literally on YouTube, I know people that get paid and views, thousands and thousands of views. It's a chick right now. What time is it? It's early. I literally watch her sell the
Oh, I
camera
know you're talking.
and go
I
to
know
sleep
exactly what you're talking
and
about.
go to sleep and have 1,000 people watching her.
Yeah.
She a grandmother. She go to sleep. She ain't fully dressed. Everything chilling, and people was up there watching her through the night sleep, bro.
I wonder how did she think of that? She literally got what is that, an expo board, and put subscribe to the channel while she sleep.
And put a Minecraft goddamn teddy bear up there. Stuffed animal or whatever, you know? Yeah, you're right. Let's bring it, you know what I'm saying? Let's lighten the mood some. You know, I got something that's gonna cheer everybody up, you know.
So with this panhandling stuff, were you talking about Scheme Team? Also?
Oh no, it's him too, okay, but it's worse than him. But look, let's lighten the mood for a second.
What the? Hey, bro, don't you ever put your hands on my mama ever again. Let me find out you do it again. I'm gonna shove my bottle down your throat. Do it again.
My favorite short. But yeah, fucking Scheme Team, he be begging and he'll say one smart thing every fucking 5 years. And oh yeah, I like it, but you don't want to put money on my Cash App and all this stuff.
Money talks and bullshit walks, right?
Yeah, man. But I feel like, bro, let's say I donate to you, right? Now, anybody who's seen me from the beginning, right? I came, I put the money back into my production, you know? I started with my cell phone. I did my review videos, my Ring camera, pranking people for my Ring camera that comes to listening and stuff. But then I took the money, donated that shit, got a Sony camera, got a good top thing. I literally this weekend went and built a computer, like better mics, lighting, all types of stuff. These cats don't put nothing into nothing. Oh man, I'm homeless. I'm fucked up. Blah 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 blah. Back in 1992, I did this. Cash App me, bro. Oh, y'all talk all that, but you don't hit my Cash App. Electronic panhandling, bro. Electronic panhandling. When we celebrating dummies, bro, they got nothing to add to society but what they did in 1992. How they was losers, bro. If all you got is jail stories, all you telling us is how you losers. You're not even good at doing crime because you got caught doing that shit, bro. You just a loser. You could have took that same time. You did 20 years in jail. You could have did that same 20 years in the Coast Guard, Navy, Air Force, Marine, school. Like you could have did anything to be productive in life, bro.
But you chose this.
They ain't choose nothing. They just was idiots. Yeah? Well, yeah, you know, I'm tough because I'm from Brooklyn. Man, shut up, stupid. I'm supposed to listen to you. You can control your own life. Somebody told you when to use the bathroom, when to do this, when to do that, you know? Like Dr. Umar Johnson, right? I say he be spitting some real stuff at times, but he be scamming too. We've been waiting on this school. You got to think, when he first started talking about the school, right? If he would have started the school like back when we first heard him talk about that school, right? Them same kids right now, let's say if they started in first grade, they'd be graduating with an associate's or bachelor's degree by now, depending on how they did their credits once they got to college. And he still ain't opened up the school yet. And he done took millions of dollars in donation. We know what's going on. It costs money to go on these trips. He should be able to fund his own school just off as a president because he's charging to do these conferences and stuff. He's charging for all of that. Think about it. You think he's going to talk for free somewhere? No. Why you ain't taking that money and flip it into your dream? It's your dream. You want to teach the children. You got to save the youth. You a psychiatrist. Why you ain't fucking donating into that shit, you know? If you believe in it. You want everybody to give you for free. Oh, I got the building, but I want a black person to paint for free, donate the materials for free, do it. Like, come on, man, let's be realistic.
That's not realistic as a man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that ain't even your school no more. We all put in this house joint. You know what I mean? You want us to put the HVAC system in there for free.
Yeah, that's too much, man.
Yeah, you pocketing all that shit. Oh, where the donation was? You ain't donate. You need to donate for me to tell you where the donation is going. like, come on, man.
That's bogus.
Yeah.
Umar Johnson, huh?
Yeah, Umar Johnson. Then look at him. Umar Johnson be simping so hard it don't make no damn sense. And as soon as he step out of line from his simping, it's a wrap. Mo, can you talk about your past? Start with your boy. Like a life story, but quick, funny, or whatever version so people can relate to and understand your connection. You want to go? That's his way of saying he tired of my mom.
Yeah, I know that's for a fact. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. Just put me down. Let me see. A backstory. That's funny. Damn. I had a couple of funny moments. I remember when we was young, I wanted to be the one that like to go and approach the girls, you know what I'm saying? Mo, he liked to be the cool one. He like, nah, let's stand right here. Let's them come to us. I'm like, man, I'm not trying to do this. I'm like, it's no fun in that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what we doing? You know what I'm saying? We had funny moments. I just can't remember all of them, you know? I just remember.
I could say coming up, I think I was the one that probably got us in the most shit.
Well, yeah. That's a fact. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or,
that's just.
I got a funny story. You just don't want to tell it. I got like 2 funny ass stories that both one I wasn't there for the beginning, but I got mad and I went back with you for the end joint. The joint with God Bless the Dead, my homie, that I wound up getting cool with him in jail.
Oh.
And found out we was cousins.
Oh, that's. I mean, is that a funny story?
So I mean, it was funny how you were the only one that stood there while the rest of them fucking punks ran on you and shit. When y'all went to Skakey, the time I didn't go with y'all.
That's
and then
crazy.
That's when you came and told me. That's when I'm like, nah, we going back. And remember, it was only me and you.
That is true. It was just us.
Yeah, he want to hear you.
Anybody else we seen there. But
I don't even think they showed up there at all. I think we was the only ones from like Boston Road that went.
Yeah, we were.
Nah, that joint, the story I'm talking about, Welsh, that shit wasn't like. It could have turned out real bad that night, especially once I got to know them fools. We lucky to made it home that night. To be too deep going to in all reality, to go to their hood. That they were surrounded by enemies. That essentially they enemies was pretty much our fucking oppositions too. So for us to go down there in the belly of the beast, too deep, and we talking here 20-something, 30 years later, we lucky.
True. I do know.
Most of them is dead.
I do know there was some politics to it though, because their enemies were there.
Yeah, but remember too, by then you wasn't homie yet. I was homie. Remember, I still remember what I had on and all. I was looking stupid as shit. Remember, because it was hot. Like I don't even know how I didn't even go to jail that night because I was looking stupid. So I'm gonna tell a story because he acting like he don't remember, right? And you
every detail,
but you cover it up, like fill me in. So backstory: when the original beef happened, I wasn't there. You get what I'm saying? I wasn't there for that. I just happened not to go to say, but I used to be all over the Bronx. I used to go everywhere. So people didn't really know where I was from because I used to be in all these different hoods that everybody thought I was from their hood, you know, but I had like a girl in their hood. So people see me going in and out of their houses, they thought I lived over there. So now I turned homie, you know what I mean? If you know, you know, homie was the red team, right? And that was the at that time sweeping New York City, you know? And the different projects was getting engulfed by, we could say, the blood pandemic, you know? At that time, motherfuckers was scared of red. Like, it was all these fake stories talking about if you wore red, you was getting cut and all this shit. And like me and him was talking, none of us could say we know somebody who got cut because of that shit. But growing up, we swore they was cutting old ladies doing all this shit. But ain't none of our mamas,
that's some shit you would hear.
Yeah, that was some propaganda. And I can speak for the Bronx and Harlem, you know? Maybe that shit was happening in Brooklyn somewhere because they a little fucking extra out there. They ignorant. But in the Bronx, that shit wasn't happening. But the media was putting out propaganda to scare you up from going outside on Halloween and all that shit. So now, the different neighborhoods, even though we wasn't from the projects, our neighborhood, each block was like its own community from like 166 to 167, 168 to 169. That was like our little community. And then it's like teams in that shit from like, you could say like the Black Block of Tinton to Franklin, you know? And sometimes Fulton is a part of us, but we look at Fulton like the outskirts. That really, if you caught one of us Boston Road cats, we wasn't out of bounds, but it wasn't really our shit. Like we was cool with them, but it ain't like we gonna go hang out on Fulton all the time. We might have a homie that live over there and shit. We go hang out at his house because his mom's work nights or something, you know?
Yeah.
Which we had some good times there.
Just a pass through here and there.
Yeah, mostly Boston Road was like the main strip, and then Franklin, you know? Like me, I'm known as a Sav boy. I'm from 167 Boston Road. But I got an uncle that got 30-something kids, and I had an aunt on every damn corner in our neighborhood. So, like, long story short, it was like everybody from the 8, where the homie's from. He's from the 8, you know? They went to Skate Key. I was with the 174th homies because now I'm on I'm with the red team. But I was hanging on 174th, and I was hanging in Harlem and Polo Ground. So I just wound up just not going to Skate Key. That was our skating rink. But as long as we can remember, before we was probably even born, when Skate Key used to be uptown in Allerton, it was always going down there at that skating rink at night. Somebody was getting shot, stabbed. It was always something going on. So when we got older, if you went there and you was able to be leaving with your jewelry and moving around, it was like a status symbol and shit. So, but it's projects, when they moved it downtown, it's projects surrounding that shit everywhere. On the other side of the bridge from Skate Key was Harlem, and you had is it 2 projects or 1? Because I know it's Lincoln, but then that other building with the river shit, do they consider that projects? It was Lincoln projects.
That's a tough one. I don't even know if they even consider that a project. I just know on the
so
because the Skate Key was right
across
between
the bridge,
Harlem and the Bronx.
Yeah, it was in the Bronx, but it was like in a deserted area that used to be warehouses and shit, and they made a skating rink out of that shit. But you can walk from Harlem there.
Oh yeah,
literally right like a 2-3 block walk over there. So you had that but it's a project. So you had that project. Then you had Patterson project that was mostly at the time Bloods,
right?
Some Crips, because across from Patterson project was Mount
Haven over there
that was cripped out, but maybe a tiny few. Then you had Mitchell projects that's right over. All these shits is like 3 blocks apart from each other.
Did you mention Mount Haven?
Yeah, that was Crip. Yeah, I mentioned Mount Haven because Mount Haven and Mitchell's was Crip, and then up the block from there was Millbrook, that was like Blood with 1 or 2 sprinkled in Crip. So it's like Patterson and Millbrook was Blood, but they spread out apart from each other. But then in between them was Mitchell and fucking Pine. So to answer your question before I go further, was the block like gang? So the block was strange back in New York. We had crews and then we had gangs. So the crews would be like, I'm from 167. We'd be like, we the Sev or the Sev boys and the Sev girls, right? But we literally just kids that grew up on the block, right? And New was the only place that says projects like Marcy Projects. It was block of because the projects is a bunch of buildings that look like it's like its own city because it's like
It looks
20
like
something
towers.
floors. Yeah, it's like 20 something floors, probably
Brick
20
towers.
apartments on each floor. They all the same color and shit, same brick color, and then it might be like 4 or 5 blocks of them shit. So they really they own little city, you know, and it's low income because it goes off of your income. So motherfuckers paying like $40 for rent and shit, you know. And so if you ain't from there, don't go there. I don't give a fuck even if you know somebody. Don't really fuck with that shit, man. Because don't walk in the stairways is crazy. So, like I said, setting it down, and then like on the block, gangs blood started taking over the city. Like it was a jail gang, it started taking over the city, right? And us young, because I had to be like 14, 15 at that time. I think I was 14 because I had just turned homie. So I was like 14. Because I was like in 9th grade, 8th, 9th grade.
So in that
I was
case,
14.
it had to be ninth grade or going to 9th grade, something like that.
Yeah.
It's something
Because I
around.
know,
I remember
we was supposed to be 16 to turn homie, right? And we was lying about our age. Remember, sex money, you had to be 18.
so that means I had to be 50 because you older than me
Yeah.
by like a month or some shit.
Yeah, and I remember I was lying about my age, saying I was 16 when I was young. Somebody's like, Malik ain't no damn 16. Malik like 13, 14 and shit. Remember, that was one of the reasons we turned homie outside the hood in Soundview. You know what I mean? But so back to that joint. So now, like we surrounded by these projects, they go down there, and I don't know why y'all decided to walk back home. You know?
I mean, it was what it was. That's what
you
that's
from
what
there. You
did.
do want out. You want to live, bro. You get tired of the hustle, the bustle, all that bullshit. But
You know what it is too.
What? Y'all fools.
You don't
We was
know
broke
this.
back then. We was broke
Well,
back then. That's why
I
y'all
mean,
was walking.
yeah. You know, come from a struggle. You know what I mean? You get your
And y'all was
dollars.
deep, but not deep enough.
Here's the thing. This was one of the key things. It was the tugging, like you pump faking. It was that. So it was like
that's what happened with y'all.
It was like, oh, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? But
I ain't gonna lie,
that,
you better than me. Because when we'd have got back to the block, I don't even know if we'd have made it all the way back to the block. You know how I used to be. I would have popped on all of them. You ran on me, I would have wild on. Remember, I wanted to get at all of them for that shit. And I like to pull a lot of them dudes' cards right now. Because y'all talking all that tough guy shit, but there's a lot of incidents y'all was pussy, and my Catholic school ass stood on all 10 toes down, no matter where we went. I ain't play with nobody. You know that. We go to Harlem, I wasn't playing with nobody. We was in the Bronx, I wasn't playing with nobody. Brooklyn, anywhere we went, you know I was ready to get beat down before I fold to any of these cats, you know? And that, cause remember when I was like, when y'all came home and y'all told me what happened at these dudes chasing, and matter of fact, everybody that did that, the main characters who did that to y'all, it's sad to say, but they all dead, bro. God bless the dead, my homie. Rest in peace. That actually, after I got to know him, was a real good dude. My son Shimi. He got set up on some bullshit. That dude Paris, wasn't he there? He got bodied. Like, shit was crazy, you know? But them projects was wild because they just start killing each other down there. But they glorify that shit like that shit is cool, but they ain't lived to even see shit. They 30s.
Shit is wild, man.
And it's crazy because it'd be like cats like the homeboy, he changed his life and then get killed or some bullshit.
Oshimi?
I'm telling you, boy was official. When we was behind that wall, when it was really time to put on, he was putting on. And he wasn't putting on some like, rah, you know what I'm saying? He was coming to me like, you better calm the fuck down. You wilding out, you know? Like, he was keeping me level-headed with a lot of shit. That's why that shit hurt when I found out he passed, bro. That shit hurt, man. That shit hurt, man. Like, I was in the house. I ain't even scared to admit. I was in the house crying when I seen that shit. And then reading that shit in the paper, that shit had me. Then calling, that shit had me fucked. And remember, back then, we had cell phones and all that shit. We had beepers, you know? But back to that story. These
Which I
cats
never
ran
even
up on
owned
you.
one, but
For real, I had that shit.
my
with
brother
mom,
had
nigga.
one. But I ain't had one.
But remember, the motherfuckers ran up on you. You didn't run. Oliver didn't run, but Oliver ain't running nowhere anyway to keep it a buck.
Was he even there?
Yeah, he was there. His fat ass was there. Because remember, Oliver knew him because they went to school. So it wasn't because Oliver was in school with these cats. Right now, I only got this one. And I got one in the order for my son. And we making more designs and shit, different ones. I mean, you know what I'm trying. But so look, so this the dumb shit I did because now that we in our 40s, I can admit this shit was dumb. But we go back to Skate Key the next weekend because it was always like Saturday. That was the most popular night that you go, Saturday night. So we went back to Skate Key that Saturday, but nobody from the neighborhood wanted to go. You meant what other ones? But remember, nobody else wanted to go, and it was me and you. And I was like, "We going," and you was like, "All right, fuck it, we going."
At that time, I was more ready. You know what I mean? For what because you can't get a gun in Skate Key.
Yeah.
You know
No, but remember what I did though. Remember, I still remember I had the red shirt on, a red hat. It's fucking summertime. I had the red gloves. Yeah. Remember, I had the little dumbass
the baseball gloves. I think.
Yeah, but remember, I had either a little dumbass 2.5 or fucking deuce, you know. And I had I know it's some shit that wasn't equipped to be going to war with no goddamn projects and none of that shit, you know.
Nah.
And we went to Skate Key, and you know what I think saved us though, because when we went in Skate Key, I probably was only homie for like 2-3 weeks at that time, you know. And it was like I want everybody to know I'm homie. Wasn't even real if we want to keep it a buck. That's when we was running with that trade. You know?
Yeah.
Wasn't even real to keep it a buck, you know. That's why I don't even count that time in my life. I count once we start fucking with him, you know. And we in there, read it out, throwing. I love him, man. I love that little motherfucker. We throwing up, you know what I mean? 031, blah blah blah. What saved up that it was mad chicks in there that night. So it took our mind, because remember we had the little joint stashed outside.
Yep.
So it took our mind off of we gonna go to war. We looking for these dudes to, you know, we was going to keep real. We didn't do it. Disclaimer, we didn't do it, but I went there to shoot one of them motherfuckers and to make an example out of them.
And
but we got
here's the thing too.
By all the women, and then remember I started talking to Shimi. God bless. And in there, we talking and we grooving the chick, and then you came to me like, yo, that's him. That's one of them and shit. So then that's when I put him like, yo, my man, y'all jumped my homeboy, da da da. And then he was like, oh, nah, and that's what I forgot who else was with y'all. I know Marcus punk ass ran on you. Yeah, I'm calling you out. You're lucky I can't remember your last name. I'll put it out there. But remember, he told me it was somebody else in the group. It wasn't you. You just ain't run. So it's like, that's why, you know, they try to pop on you. Cause they knew O from school, from Morris. You they didn't know, and the rest of them ran, but they wanted the other cats, not you, but you ain't run. You still tall. And then that's when I was talking to the cats, and we wound up, you know, they was like, oh, nah, I didn't even like that, da 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 da. And it was pretty much squashed from there and shit. And then
it was so many years ago, like I can't even remember.
Because years later, now, to say that happened, maybe it's like 3-4 years later, I go to the island. Rikers Island, New York. That's the jail. And I was in the adolescent part of that. Like I said, I changed my life now, but I went to jail back then. And when I was in there, I bumped into the homeboy Shimi there. And it's crazy because like we would see each other and passing in the streets, different places, because we fucked with the same people and shit. But we wasn't like the best of friends, but we knew each other. Our names, we both started coming up through the ranks and shit of the gang joints and all that. And we got cool and shit. And then when we got locked up, we really got cool because when we was on Rikers, I bumped into him. I remember he No, back then, adolescence, I was when I went to the island, I was 17. I was 17. I got arrested at 16, and then I got arrested. New York is it a place that says isn't the only place that says project. Yeah, I mean they say projects down here in Virginia. But I was a dumbass that summer before I turned 17. I got locked up. August, September, October, I got locked up. I come home, I'll be home for like a week, catch a new one. And I'm back in there. And I caught the case for hustling, but then after that, I kept catching gang-related charges. And people, other shit that I ain't even do, people was throwing that shit on me. Like it was him, or they get locked up for some shit. They throw my name out there. I was getting picked up for that shit. Go to Rikers. But I went to jail for, I guess I could do a story time on that shit because it's 20-something years later and I done did the time for it. But I went to jail for the attempt murder and assault.
Yeah. So I think, what year was that?
I know that was in 99.
99.
Because I went to South Carolina before that. And then when I came home from South Carolina to visit in the summertime, that's when that shit happened. And that shit wasn't what?
I remember before I left, I heard about that. But I don't think you was locked up yet or something. I think you might have left.
You talking too much. You heard about something else I did that I didn't get. The shit on 174th I did back then. And then I went to South Carolina.
Yeah, that's what I heard about. I heard about that. Yeah. Then I think you got low after that.
And then that's when I was down south for that year. I went to school. Then when I came back to visit, I caught that case. I caught 3 cases back to back. And I couldn't even go back to South Carolina because I was fighting that shit. And then that's when I wound up copping out. But I took the trial for the attempt murder. I took that shit to trial because they was offering me, I was 17, they was offering me 10. First they was offering me 5 to 15, then they was offering me 10 to 15. And then I took that shit to trial and I ended up you could say I beat it. I wound up getting way less time because when they went to trial, now you gotta bring the burden of proof that I did that shit, and I didn't, it was no real, it was self-defense in all reality. Niggas if they didn't come to court snitching and making up lies on me, if they'd have came to court and just said my part, what I did, I would have sat down for them. But they came and they overcharged me. They started saying I did shit that I didn't even do, that ain't even make no. They was acting like it was GTA, bro. Like one person got hit with a rock, one person got hit with a bat, one person got stabbed, one person got hit with bottles, and they said I did all this by myself. And there's like 8 different people pressing charges on me, bro. Like that, even like I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. My lawyer was so good, bro. My lawyer saved my life. My lawyer literally saved my life, bro. Because if it wasn't for having that lawyer, I wouldn't even be. I would be talking to you by now. Well, I don't know. Who knows? Because I could have went in there and caught a fresh one in there and wouldn't be home. But my lawyer got my shit. Like I wouldn't have been able to go to the military if I ain't have that. If it wasn't for my mom busting into her TSP and her 401k and bailing me out and getting me a good lawyer to fight that shit, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in the military. I wouldn't be a chief in the military with all that shit. Because like I said, they was coming to court. Not only was they coming to court testifying, they coming in there. These dudes was older than me, stone cold bangers, Latin kings and shit. And they was fucking like, he did it. He did this to me. It was him and his friends, but he won't tell on his friends. So, and I ain't telling on nobody. I just kept it a buck.
That's the biggest thing we had to deal with too, in the urban communities, because we can't even defend ourselves because you need to have money, have these lawyers. So you end up getting these public defenders, which I like to call public pretenders. And that's how.
But I ain't gonna lie, because I got friends that's public defenders now. I have a friend, and I know she's very passionate about her job and shit. And she worked down in Manhattan down there, and she's very passionate. And she's a stand-up woman that fights for actually getting people off and shit. But back then, if you wasn't paying some money, man, you was a Yu-Gi-Oh card or Pokemon card. They'd give you up on one case to win another case. Like I don't know who my lawyer probably gave up on another case to get me out of that shit. And even though I was wilding. Remember, I used to be in the streets hard body, but what was the difference between me and these other fools? I used to go to school.
Yeah,
I always had a
that too.
job. Remember, I always had a job.
Bro,
I was
I gotta
big
get
bad
that to you.
BM. But remember, I was working at the library. Remember, I had 2 jobs at 14. I was working at St. Mary's and I had the job at
Yeah,
the
you got
library.
the security gig.
Remember, I was doing a security job at 122 pounds. Remember, I always kept a job even if I was doing dirt in the street and shit. And like I'm telling you, a lot of these cats, like I had to show them at work. I was laughing about it. Jay Freezy, was you still working with me when I pulled up my paperwork? With all them cats that was pressing charges on me and shit. And I was skinny as hell. I ain't had weight on me like I had now. I was skinny as hell putting it on these cats, man. Not glorifying that shit because, like, and I was blessed that when I did go to the island that I had real big. We ain't say big homies back then though, but I had older homies that went, "What's up? Hey, what's good?" Yeah, I was on probation when I joined. I was on probation, but remember, I had big homies. I shout out to Ish, shout out to Shabazz, shout out to Animal Jeff, all them that sat there and seen more in me than I seen in myself. That was like, yo, shorty, you don't belong here. You need to go take your ass back to school and get out of here and shit. Because I was on the island wilding. I wasn't going to school. I was taking every plate I was doing. They was like, yo, shorty, you need to get the hell up out of here. Do your little time. Take that 6-5 split. Tell your lawyer that you want to go to a program. Tell them that you youthful offender. And that's what I lined up luck in getting youthful offender when I got the YO, because your first felony, that's they could break down to a non-violent, and a misdemeanor, they seal your case after you done and turn 21 and shit. So that's why I was able to get into the military, because I had the youthful offender. I wound up giving back 2 years on the probation. I was supposed to do 5 years, but after I joined, I was supposed to go. I went and got the waivers to be able to go into the military and be there, but they wound up saying, yo, I ain't getting no trouble the whole time I was on probation, that they was going to let me off that shit when I go to boot camp. And then right before that, like a couple of months before that, the summer was about to come up. My PO was like, you know what? I want you to enjoy your summer before you go away. And she got me off. She petitioned the court to get me off of it. So I wound up getting off maybe like April, when I was supposed to get off. I wasn't supposed to get off that shit till 2005. I wound up getting off in 2003, April 2003, and I wasn't supposed to get off to February of 2005. And by 2005, the time I should have got off probation, I was already an E5 in the Navy, and I went in as an E1. So when I came in, I ain't play with it. I actually came in and was like, yo, I gotta do my thing. But I ain't gonna lie, I seen shit on Rikers that it's still like, I didn't realize it still fuck with me to this day. Like the way I deal with people, where I don't play with people in certain manners, because you learn respect in that motherfucker. You learn to say, excuse me. You don't just fart in closed spaces. You don't do none of that. You learn to be respectful in there. That's why when I hear these cats get on these and glorify all that shit, it's like, come on, bro. Tell the truth, man. You was in there scared to be real, bro. The ones that don't be scared, that I realize with them cats, that be them cats that be growing up in the system, that they went to Sparkford and DFY and stuff.
They know what to expect already.
Nah, that's their home. Jail don't scare them. That's their home. Being out here with us scared them, man. It's harder out here. You got to pay bills and shit. You got to be responsible.
Yeah, you get like free medical inside the joint. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they get in there.
Get
like
some glasses.
You can keep all that, man. I'd rather be out here. You can keep all that.
I hear that.
But yeah, man, these
cats some money or something.
Especially for my size, them cats was pressing them charges like, he hit me, he assaulted me, he did this. The one dude that I actually did something to, that's the only one that didn't get up there and stand and say I did something. He couldn't remember. Because he got hit with a baseball bat. Hit him with a baseball bat in his head, so he couldn't, you know. I hit him with his own, to keep it a buck, I hit him with his own baseball bat. They came to jump us. And he swung and he dropped it. I picked that. That's why I say it was self-defense. I was sitting there talking to chicks. You know, we was talking to some Crip girls. They thought we was Crips. They had beef with the Crips. They fucking came and tried to jump us. Then when he took off. We took off because we had winter coats on. We went to take our winter coats off to fight. Was it winter coats? We had coats on. I know that. When I went to take the coat off, they seen our beads was red and black and was like, "Oh shit, they not Crips." And the dude said, and I'll never forget. He said, "I don't give a fuck. They black." And it was 3 of us, and me, the homie Lunchbox, the homie De Niro, and we wound up fighting in the middle of the street of Pella Parkway, bro. We getting it on, and they just coming everywhere. I ain't gonna lie, we was outnumbered like a month. It looked like when we hit one, they was multiplying into 2. And then out of nowhere, huh?
Seven De Niro?
No, Chan De Niro is me, Chan, and Lunchbox. And these fools, like I said, out of nowhere, a bus or something pull up, and mad lokes get off the bus, and then it was us, the lokes and all us fighting the Latin Kings and Bone. They had some shit called Bone that was like the baby Latin Kings, and we went at it for a while.
That's a story right there.
Yeah,
because
I wound up
in that instant,
Chan
there was unity between.
Chan wound up catching the case. I caught the case. I think me and him the only ones that did a bid behind that shit. He did it. He already had an open case. He wound up doing it, but he actually did longer than me on a violation because he was out for his shit than what I did for actual charges because I took my shit to trial. I wound up getting a 6-5 split in 5 days community service.
Nice.
And I was going to take the time. I was like, fuck it. Maybe if they could, I was like, if they drop that shit down, and they kept offering me that 15, I was like, yo, if they offer me half, I'm taking it. I was adding it up. I'm like, damn, if they give me they offer me like 5, I could be home by the time I'm 22. If they say 8, I'll be home by the time I'm fucking 25, you know?
By the grace, man.
But 15, I thought that shit was life. That sounded like life to me at that time. I'm like, oh, hell no. Hell no, I can't do that. I'm 17. You offer me 15. That's my whole life so far, you know?
Yeah.
But I wound up, by the grace of God, and a whole lot of money. My mom's probably spent like $150,000. I wound up doing 6 months jail time, 5 years probation, 5 days community service, and they got dropped down to gang assault.
Word. That's a blessing right there.
Yeah, I got more time for the drug case than I got for the attempt murder. I really only got fucking what did I want? I really got the community service for that shit and fucking what's the name of that shit? And the probation wrapped in that shit. That time and all that shit they really was trying to hand me on was the drug shit. They wasn't playing with that. The other shit, they knew it was self-defense because it was 8 people pressing charges against me, bro. My lawyer was so smooth. When we was in trial, he pulled out a scale. He let them tell all their testimonies, they sad stories and shit. And then when he put me up there, he fucking pulled out the a scale, had me stand on the scale, did my height and weight, and I was like 122 pounds. I was like 5'4", 5'5", something like that, if that, soaking wet with 2 bricks in my pocket. And then he had these cats, one dude 6 foot, one dude this, like way bigger than me. And he's like, it's self-defense. Like, I ain't even saying my client ain't do it no more. I'm saying he had to defend himself against these guys. And they had known documented gangbangers. I wasn't documented for being in no gang or nothing. They was documented for being in gangs, for being Latin Kings and shit.
That's wild.
And they homies was dead like, it was him. He's a blah, 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 blah. They listen to him. Blah, blah. Yeah.
Yo, I honestly gotta say, because you know, as you get older, you can look back on something and see how you progressed in life. And my mindset,
stupid. That shit was stupid. I ain't get nothing for that shit. No 401k, no nothing, bro. I mean, all I got was, you know,
a life lesson.
I got motherfuckers lying on me, throwing dirt on my name. Dudes told all types of bullshit on me, bro. Try to throw smut, and I still stood 210. 10 toes. I ain't gonna say 10 toes. I stood on it. I ain't rat on nobody. I was ready to I took my shit like a man. I ain't get in there and act like I held my own in there, bro. I grew inside of there. And when I say grew, like physically got a little stronger, got some height on me, but I ain't going there. I wasn't on some super duper thug shit because once I got sentenced, they sent me to the 6th building. I realized a lot of cats who we thought was tough guys from the neighborhood was really soft. A lot of guys we thought was soft in the neighborhood was in there holding it down. It was, they did. We had a lot of official cats from my neighborhood too that was in there. That was they wham. Like I can't even sleep on Bally. His name hold weight behind there. But these joints, him, my cousin, aunt, and all of them, they grew up in the system, bro. That was their home. That's why I'm so proud of Inf right now. How long he been at home and he a family guy, and
that's dope.
That he you know what I mean. But a lot of them cats like Kev, they still in there. They in the feds now. They just graduated from the states to the feds,
The one that got the longest bit is Kev, right?
Yeah, I think he got like 27 years. He should, out of the 27, he at least, I don't know when they started, but he got at least have 15, 16 in it.
He been going that long?
Oh, yeah. He been going since like 08, 07. Like 08, I think. Let me see. I'm about to look these motherfuckers up. BOP. Yeah.
That's unfortunate. You know what I mean? Because
Kev was my dude.
Kev
is my dude.
That's a hard thing to deal with because.
So with him, that's why I said I don't know when he coming home because he was locked up in the States for something already for attempt. And I thought he was about to, I think he had 10 joints for that. And I think when he was about to come home, the feds picked him up for the bodies. For some shit they did that they was under investigation. It was something like that. Like he was already in the States doing the bed. That's why I don't know when his Fed time actually started coming out. By the time I heard he was in the Fed, he was already sentenced. I was like, get the fuck out of here. I didn't even know Kev even did, Trying to think, what's his last name? I think his shit was like.
Yeah, so I never crossed paths in the system because he was at a whole different.
Oh, nah, I went before them. Remember, we was teenagers when I went. Yeah, Kev. They saying my boy come home 2037. Well, yeah, we in. We in 2024.
24. So
he got like 13 left.
Yeah.
Visiting at the prison camp has been suspicious. And wherever he at, he in a camp, so that's a little better. Say minimum security camp, but it must be rocking because they got rid of visits. They say.
Yeah.
But I mean, he in a camp. Where is this at? I'm looking. He in Pennsylvania. Yeah, but that shit said he don't come home until 2037. Yeah, he 41. Damn. See, in the States, they tell you what they did. On here, don't tell them now. They just say they his numbers and how you could call him and all that shit and visit and all that shit. Or voice it, put in a complaint and all that. I want to see how long Ed got. But I ain't gonna lie, when I went to the island, Edward wasn't even on the island. His name was ringing bells. So when I was there in the 90s, he wasn't even there. And it was like his name was one of the names that held weight for non-Trey and for the Bronx.
Well, like you said, he grew up in a system, so
yeah. Cause my
I used to see him
was good.
go and come back.
And he was mad because he wanted me. Oh, Ed would come home in 2 years. He come home in not even the whole 2 years. Yeah, he come on 2026 April. So he in Miami.
All the way over there.
Yeah. Oh, and the feds send you all over. But he in the FCI, so he in his shit have more high security. But See, they don't say how long you been in there, none of that shit. They just say when your release date. But I know he was putting on for the max, so. But I get, like I said, Edward Name always held, you know what I'm saying? He always held it down. He always was official with it, you know. He was always, you know.
I was the one person I know. Like when I first started hearing about it, like we was young. Like I think he had got out of spot.
I'm telling you, I felt like once we turned 13, these guys just went to jail, bro. We didn't really see them, but
once we turned 13, the block things started changing around us. Yeah. So all the shit my parents used to tell me, especially my mother, she was like, "Yeah, people going, you gotta watch out for guns and drugs and all this." It was, they was dropping jewels on me, and I never seen it. But as you got older, it just
I ain't gonna lie, around then, you gotta think though, because like, trying to think. I think my first shootout I ever seen, the first spot that I felt used to turn it up more than anybody else when I was younger, the first shootout that I ever seen was on Prospect. Prospect used to get it rocking in the 90s, bro. Like right there where my aunt was living at by the park.
You put me on about that.
Prospect used to get it. Like Prospect was like a damn third world country as far as the gunplay out there. And they was shooting big ass guns, shotguns, rifles, everything. Like you'd be on the back, and it was bro any time of the day. It wasn't even like it was nighttime. You knew it was going down. You had to be, wary. That shit was going down broad daylight, Monday through Sunday. But Prospect, I'll never forget. I had to be like 8, 9. I was coming out the building. We was about to go home, and my mom's car was parked right in front of my aunt building. And I went out before her, and all I heard was, and I was like, oh, like it caught me as a little kid. I was like shocked, and somebody else was sitting on the stool, like when the older guy pushed me to the floor. And I was behind, like in between my mom's car and other car, and I was like fascinated too, because it's like watching a TV show, because they wasn't paying attention to us a little bit. And they remember dude is running, and it's 2 other dudes was clapping, bang, 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 and then dude was on a bike. He on like the mountain bike, with the other hand letting it go, bang, 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 bang. And it was like it was over than regular scheduled thing. Then another time I was over there, we playing in the park, and I'll never forget. Motherfuckers was arguing over the basketball game, and that's when they like, I ain't gonna say the block name, but it was like the Prospect right there was fighting down the block. To this day, everybody always got beef with that one little goddamn block.
That's how it would be.
Now they just think, I don't know, they just start shit all the time, and there's always somebody like there's always something with them. I give them that. For them to be a block that's literally only 1 block long, they done got it popping with the best of them all around the Bronx, from getting it popping with 800 up by Tremont and on 180th for Cortland. They was going to war with projects, and they was only 1 block long. So I give them their props for that, as far as being breeding ignorance and goon. But I remember they was going back and forth, and I can't think of it. I do remember the dude name now though, and I remember they was out of nowhere. They just got it popping on the basketball court. Remember, this is a schoolyard, so it ain't like it's trees and I pull out the shotty. Boom, 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 boom. Don't hit nothing. And then I nervous dropped the shotgun in the middle of the fucking
court.
And then ran in the building, right? And I'm in the house. That was before they renovated my aunt building, so it's different. She was the only apartment on that floor. And ran in, dude runs into my aunt's house. And now he's sitting there shook up, everybody. And then we look out the window, you see the gun there. Somebody from the house went out there and just picked it up, took it. And I'm like, what the fuck? And by then I had to be like 10, 11. I'm like, yo. And then back then, we didn't even know this shit ain't supposed to be normal, Like, it was just like, yo. Because remember going to the movies was crazy in New York. Remember when they
Oh,
first opened up 161st?
yeah.
And that shit was right across the street from the fucking courthouse and shit. And there's a shootout every damn. You went at a certain time, you know, shoot. I feel it's dumb that they let you out in the damn underground parking lot late at night, you know?
Yeah, stupid.
Because I done seen so many. I remember we went to go see, and y'all know our age, but we went to go see Terminator 2. And my mom's took me, one of my it's like she went to school with her that day. That's her best friend. Now I say is my aunt. She lives down here, not far from me. And her son, you know, and we coming out, everything cool. We walking up the ramp out of the joint to go to my mom's car because she parked upstairs. And all you heard was run, 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 run. And then boom, boom, boom. And it sound even louder because you in that underground parking garage, bro. And I remember we running, and it was like we was so scared. All me and my own little homeboy could do is laugh, like, oh shit, like we just watched the movie Terminator. It was Terminator 2. Remember, he ran and we running like that shit to get up out of there. You know.
Yeah, it was always wild on that side because everybody went there. So
yeah, and that was the only movie theater we had was there and fucking Blade Plaza.
Yeah, but Bay Plaza was deep. It
used to go down up there too, though. Yeah, Bay Plaza don't even look the same now. That joint is like its own city with stores and everything. Now that shit nice as hell.
It's that Co-op City, right?
Yeah, but they did the whole mall, like that whole area. They built the mall, an indoor mall with all the restaurants and stuff. And then they got the other stores. That joint is a whole little city of stores.
It is crazy. Because
remember that joint was vacant lots and parking lot, and it was now.
Yeah, I remember the Chinese buffet I used to go to over there.
Vacant lot, then the Chinese buffet, then they built the Red Lobster and shit. And remember they used to bring the carnival over there to that little lot bullshit. Now all that shit is stores and shit like that.
I went over there, was at Five Below. Then the BBQs over there.
I never been in the BBQ, but I've been in the mall park. I'll go shopping H&M, all that stuff. Take my daughter shit.
Yeah, so
JC Penney's. That's why I had to get my phone fixed at the AT&T store up there.
JC Penney's, I ain't been in there in forever.
Yeah, they got it inside that mall.
They closed it down over there.
I ain't gonna lie though, that shit though, all that shit that used to go down. Like, I ain't gonna lie, the homie JJ, he was a gunslinger that died. Like, none of these cats got to see 30.
I feel like
they went
it almost seems like the more aggressive you are, the quicker you die. But you can't be. But it's not like what I know.
Can't be soft, but you get. I ain't gonna lie. Jail saved a lot of cats though. Too. Right. They didn't go to jail. They probably have been dead.
Right. You had to be out the way. Nobody could find you. You nowhere in sight.
Shit. I probably have been dead in jail if I ain't go to the military and move the fuck away. I damn sure would have been in jail if I ain't get killed fucking around out there. So all praise due to the Most High because I was with the shits all the way. Only difference is I used to go everywhere with it. Like I wasn't just on the block. I was going everywhere. Like I wanted my name to ring everywhere we went.
That's what it was like for me, man. I'm telling you, because the mind frame I had, I would have killed somebody and got caught. Just because I'm not thinking like
I don't even know you'd have got I don't even know you'd have got caught back then, man. We ain't have all them cameras, motherfuckers ain't give a fuck, motherfuckers. It was snitches back then. We just ain't know it was as many snitches as it is now.
Yeah,
because they ain't have social media and all that shit. But I don't think the cops gave a fuck back then.
Well, you got to think they was looking out for more drugs. Now the TNT. How about boy? Yeah.
Remember they had different drinks. They had the TNT that come for drugs. Then they had the gun boys. Remember they had to make a gun squad in the Bronx or in New York. But all they search for guns. If they catch you with drugs and shit, they'll let you go. But if you had guns, they'll tell you I'm just looking for guns and shit.
Because I remember
then they had a gang unit. I hated them motherfuckers because I could literally have nothing to do with nothing. And something happened, they be like, come on, motherfucker, let's talk. I'm like, I ain't got shit to say, man. I ain't do shit. I ain't been around here. Leave me the fuck alone. It got to the point when they used to like pull me over. I just call my lawyer right now. Joe, they fucking with me again.
Yeah, you know what it is. Been there,
Even
done
after
that
I
already.
went to the Navy, when I was stationed in Jersey, he used to fuck with me all the time. Officer Grant, suck a dick.
You said brick. Damn.
That 42nd precinct, them motherfuckers was
Right there
they
in
used to
that
be
Third
mad at
Avenue.
me. Yeah, they used to be mad at me. They used to fuck with me. The shit uptown, I don't even know the number. I used to go to the 44 because it seemed like they locked me up and take me to the 44 precinct all the damn time. The bookings would be full. But down, I tell you, the fucking 42nd used to fuck with me. They used to give me tickets for shit, open container, fucking disorderly conduct because they fuck with me. I tell them to kiss my ass. They give me a ticket. Sometimes they'd take me down to the 40 deuce, make me go through all the fucking motion, take my shoelaces out, do all this shit, right? And then give me a ticket and send me about my way.
Just to waste your time to piss you off. That's what that's about.
And then I was in the Navy.
Damn.
Bro, even I asked them one time, like, bro, I changed on. They're like, so what? One day you might slip up, you might relapse.
They got nothing better else to do. That's what that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whatever, man. Look, it's safe to say that we've come a long way. And you know, the way we move and that, the way we thinking. You know what I'm saying? We never thought about building computers, you know what I'm saying, buying a house. We never thought about, you know what I'm saying, just responsibilities, you know what I mean, of a true man. You know what I mean? And taking care of your family and shit.
Yeah, we grew up,
like,
you know. That's what happened. Thank God. We grew up and we had, I guess, you know, grandma prayers, everybody prayers fucking was answered, you know. Because
yeah, I'm just I can honestly say going to Job Corps was probably the best thing for me, but I felt in my soul like
I try to go to Job Corps. They motherfucking deny me. The court is like, fuck no.
Oh,
my mom's like, I want him to go to Job Corps. Like when I came home from that shit, they looked at it like, Miss Uncle Moe, it ain't happening. They like, if he go, he probably be worse.
That's crazy though.
They was like, we wouldn't even want you in that institution.
It was some people up there I was with that the courts actually sent them there. You know, that was like their last chance before.
Thanks, A. Yeah, I'm glad we grew. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it real because I ain't gonna act like now I can say this as fucking a 41-year-old man about to be 42 in like 2 weeks.
Damn you old.
We are the same age, motherfucker. My plans was just get my mama just a good 4 years, or I didn't even think I'd make it 4 years in the Navy, let alone 21 so far. I was like, I just gonna give her one good memory of me besides all the dumb shit I've been doing, and she gotta hear these. Even though the stories she used to hear about me, you know, people be throwing their extras on it that I wasn't even doing half the stuff they said I was doing in the streets. But, you know, my mom's believe any dumb thing they can believe it. Like I had to get on her because she gonna say, "Oh, they told me you cut somebody's hands off." I said, "Really? What the fuck did I do with the hands afterwards?" I brought them upstairs. I put them in the deep freezer. Like, come on, do that even make sense? Or that shit ain't make the news. You don't see nobody walking around with nubs. Like, what sense does that make, man? That was stupid. Like, why would you believe that dumb stuff, man?
I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, with parents, you know,
believe anything, bro.
They don't mind hearing the news as long as they ain't got to deal with you throwing your life all the way away. You know what I'm saying? Anything else is fixable. They can still get to you. They can still reach you. You know what I mean? But once once they hear 25, you're like, oh. You're like, oh no. Thank you, A. Yeah, we definitely come a long way. And I think if any of you guys knew us back then,
You
you
wouldn't
would
like
see
us.
that we were a little more
I can't even say that because people loved us in the hood. I
now,
want to say they
granted.
I ain't gonna lie, they used to love me out there, man. They be like, "Hey, boys, you better get up from over there. Them boys, the cops coming. You better stop there." Like they loved us in the hood, man. But we wasn't. It was different levels to it. We wasn't like we wasn't terrorizing our own neighborhood, you know.
Right. You know,
We was actually
you know
beating up the bullies. We was going at it with the bullies, the so-called tough guys, you know.
Because you gotta understand, you know, before this, you know, we had people that we had relationships with. So as long as they stayed true, you know what I mean, to us, we kept it that way.
You
know, people's mothers, you know what I'm saying? People's mothers,
and we have respect. Yeah, we have respect. And then you gotta remember too, back in our days, it didn't even have to be your mama. If you or your father, you was acting up in the hood, somebody else will go upside your head, man. And we even have respect for the people that was getting high. We wasn't out there disrespecting them. Oh, you a crackhead? You know? Hell nah, those was, come here, auntie. What's up, Like you show respect, man. That's where a lot of cats lost respect, lost respect for them because they didn't make no sense to me, especially when they started hustling. Why are you disrespecting your customer base if that's the case, you know? I used to sit and listen to the stories because a lot of them used to be hustlers and gangsters and stuff, and they started, you know, I wanted to know how they got there, you know?
Yeah.
I used to sit out there and be picking their brain.
Yeah, I was very curious to know a lot of things.
I used to straight up ask, like, yo, how the hell did you get here, bro? Like, what led you to here? But you gotta think too, drugs was different to them. That shit was experimental to them. That's why cats now be like, yo, you should know better now because you've seen the effects of that shit through the years, you know? Unless it's some new shit you fucking with, but crack and shit, you seen what crack did over the last 30 years, you know?
I seen what bass does.
And that's the same
you
shit.
Know? Because I remember, I'll never forget that smell. It's a funk.
See, and I ain't noticed that smell till I was older. And I smelled that shit not too long ago. I was somewhere and I don't know where I was at. Like I was walking through something. I was like, I ain't smell this shit in years. And I'm like, this smell like crack. I remember the first time I smelled that shit. I was older. Like when I say older, I was probably like 19, 20. And I went to go get some money from fucking this lady that owed me money. And I walked in my apartment. I'm like, what the fuck? And my eyes start running. I just grabbed my shirt and like, nah, come outside, need my fucking money.
Yeah, it's a real thick smoke.
Yeah, different kind of smell, but yeah.
Word. Now my camera want to stop working.
You gotta stop getting these Temu cameras. That's what you getting your shit off of.
Oh, come on. This is a MacBook, man.
And then look at your joint. Like your joint stays stopping like on the funniest faces and shit, man. Boy looking like Bee Stinger. Nah, I ain't gonna do you like that.
Dirty. Yo, you know he made a drill rap, right?
He shouldn't be rapping. Nobody want to hear his old ass rapping, bro.
You don't want to hear it either.
I don't want to hear nobody from Zulu. I don't want to hear none. These motherfuckers are 65 years old, bro. 55. Nobody want this. Don't rap, bro. Go be a grandfather, a great grandfather. What you doing rapping? That's like me talking. I'm gonna be a rapper at 40 something, man. If I ain't do that shit 10, 20 years ago, I don't need to be doing it now.
Well, hey, don't be surprised. You see Jay-Z come out with his next album.
Jay-Z been it for the last 20, 30 years. I can see that.
He's gonna be on his daughter's album.
He's an icon. I can see that. But me starting out, nah, come on, man.
Yeah.
Who I'm gonna collab with? Sexy Red and NBA Youngboy. Come on, man. Let them have their time, man. I can see you producing. I can see you doing all that stuff, but let them have their time, man. That'd be the problem. People don't know how to gracefully bow out. Like Mary J. Blige, she need to gracefully bow out. She can't do the same dance moves no more. She like, You can't do
Well,
the same
yeah, you
thing.
know. See, that's that. She need to get some of them collagen peptides. She
Man,
need to
she
get
need to
some
sit her old
this
ass
that
down. She got
krill oil,
arthritis, man. None of that
lubricate them
shit work.
joints.
None of that shit work. I tried all that shit. They say you need knee surgery, man. You see what Dr.
But if you
Sebi
had
at?
the collagen, you wouldn't need it though. Before that,
Yeah, if I
it's
had
too late
collagen,
now.
I took all that shit, man. I did all that shit.
Yeah, but yeah,
My
I do
kidneys up
agree.
and everything.
I
Yeah, a
do
lot of
agree.
people don't know how to age gracefully. I mean, they be killing her by her acting on Power, but I think she decent.
Yeah, I don't think she did
I'm
them.
telling you, they told me I need a
Worse
knee
now.
replacement. I got this brace upstairs that joint from like my thigh to my ankle. My knee
I would
really
have
hurt
never
in the
thought.
winter.
I would have never thought you would need
But remember,
So I
I tore
remember back.
my ACL, my MCL, my meniscus.
I remember back in the day, you was trying to get me to we used to go at it. You was like, yeah, you weak in the legs, man. You gotta get your legs strong. Because you was mad short, so you be trying to like pick me up and shit, like, you know what I mean, scoop me. I'm like, oh, word.
Remember that time I fucked Marcus up when 168 we was up there thinking he thought he could do it. We was wrestling. That's why I was talking that
Yeah,
legs. I scooped his ass up, slammed him.
Yeah, you had a lot of times people underestimated you because before you got that height on you. You know what I'm saying?
Remember, me and
Everybody's
my
like,
remember I had all those cousins. We used to fight all the time. Me and Antoine used to fight every day, bro. We come to my grandmother's house, this motherfucker this. And we be going at it and shit. They be like, yo, Catholic school boy, you did this. We always used to go at it. Now I'm bigger than him. His ass is short. They was all bigger than me. Now I done shot past them.
yeah. Cause I think when I noticed you got some height on you when I came to visit Job Corps.
You see
I was
that?
like on 17. I came back 17, yeah. Then I
think it was that South Carolina in that country air.
Either that or you was eating Flintstone vitamins.
I was eating the Flintstone vitamins too, them nasty ass chalk ass vitamins. But my uncle, he's on all that herbal shit. Remember, I got hit by a car. This motherfucker took me home and gave me some vegetables and shit instead of taking me to the hospital. I'm like, bro, I need a doctor, bro. A doctor, help me. Help me. My mom was pissed off. This motherfucker took me home and gave me fruits. This guy gave me peaches and shit.
Oh,
man. My mom took me to the hospital and shit. I was all fucked up. I was straight up right there on 167. The boys around. That was crazy because remember, they was working on the street. So not only did I get hit by a car, I fell in the damn manhole after that shit.
Ooh.
And then I climbed out of that shit. And I went to my uncle's car and I got in. I was like, am I alive? And he laughed at me.
Wow.
And he didn't even take her license plate down, get her insurance, and none of that shit. This motherfucker got her number trying to holler at her because she had a fatty.
Black people.
I could have had some money, man. I'll never forget. She hit me with a Honda Excel. Come here. Come here, come here, come here. What you say? Don't come all the way to the camera because you ain't got. Let me see something. Come right here. Man, why are you up? You ain't on the camera. Wave. Why are you up? You see the time?
What's that, little man?
What time it is?
11:29.
Jeez, Louise.
Oh, I was sleepy.
You wasn't sleepy. You took a nap?
No.
So you've been up since this morning?
No, I was sleepy.
You had to take a nap earlier. What is your sister doing? She sleep?
Yeah.
So we the only two up?
Yeah, we need to.
All right. You know, next week, school start. We got your open house tomorrow, so.
Oh, so you gotta get some Z's.
That's when in the afternoon, and I'm gonna telework tomorrow. Hey, I thought you was tired after karate. Now you jumping around? We get in the car. He's like, man, I'm tired. Oh, man,
Yo,
I could take a sandwich right now from like
you're gonna have to question
Jersey
him
Mike.
now.
What?
Like if he get the kids meal with the Coca-Cola, that's gonna keep him up. You know what I'm saying?
He had steak for dinner. Rice. But this good.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, his energy be on another level. I be like, God. But usually he be knocked out. He don't be playing around. 8 o'clock, he out. But he wakes up no matter what time he go to bed. This dude be up the crack of dawn. I tell you, this dog is like a cat, man. He go inside the crate to piss on the weenie pet. You better not do no dumb shit.
Damn, I just realized I got my avatar on here.
You got your app? No, it just went to that shit. Maybe if you click on the camera now, that shit might work.
Yeah, it might.
You don't look like Beast Stinger.
Let me see what it's gonna do.
You sure you got a Mac? How they spell Mac on your shit? M-A-C-K? You ain't got a peach on your shit? Did you took yourself off of this? At the stage.
I ain't know what I was.
You removed yourself, but you gotta hit your camera for that.
I started laughing. I hit the wrong button.
Look, device disconnected. And you need to hit the link and come back in. Oh, I can see you now.
So
that boy got crazy. That fucking. Look, I could talk shit because I ain't on my Mac. I'm on the PC I built.
Ain't that just grand?
You could build one too, man. You work at the spot, you could get the deals.
$100 a year.
You said $100 a year.
Yeah. Jeff Bezos is cheap though.
Jeff Bezos only giving you, man, that's fucked up, man.
It is what it is. If I sign,
I told you what they said to me at work yesterday.
What?
I was like, got an office, and a girl came to me. She was like, "Oh, how come you ain't telling me your name is Mo? Why I can't call you Mo? We call you." I'm like, "What do my ID say?" You know? And she was like, "Oh, it's just your friends call you Mo." I said, "My YouTube and my Facebook." I said, "Either or, it don't matter to me." I said, "If you can't pronounce my name right, I'd rather you say Mo than to mess up my name, or just call me by my last name."
They hear Mo, they like, "You from the Bronx, ain't you?"
Nah, they don't be saying that shit. They be thinking my name is Maurice. Is that short for Maurice? Dummy, you see, especially here, I gotta wear a badge with my name on that shit, big as hell. And I'm like, do it say Maurice right here? But I've been in so long, like when I be doing the trouble calls now, I would call, like I didn't have like access, so I call people, I read that shit on somebody, and they know who I am and shit, so I can't even talk shit. Well, they be like, "Chief, I was gonna email you. I had a question for you."
Okay.
Like they was in the middle of inspection, so I was telling them what to do. I said, "This is how you gotta do. You gotta play with their ego, bro." I said, when they start talking, be like, "Man, this been really hard on me. How would you do it?" Like, act like you care so much. I took 0 hits, but people say this girl's out conceited because she was like, as soon as I see Jay Freezy was there, how I finessed that joint, because he was like, he was laughing at me because she was going through the system, and then you're supposed to have like a compliance plan, right? And she was like, "Do your compliance plan got this one?" All I did was download exactly what she was looking at in Excel. So of course my shit is gonna match because it's the same shit. And then I changed it. So I'm doing it. So then Welsh turned around and he looked at me. So then they ain't say that. So then after she left, he was like, "She was so busy smiling in your face, ain't even realize that you was reading the same shit." I like, don't hate the game, man. Don't hate the game. I took 0. I got 0 hits, 0 discrepancies on my shit. And I was talking mad shit. Anytime somebody says something, I like, who programmed took 0 hits? Okay, then. I don't want to hear it. Yours took a hit. Mine took 0.
Yeah, you got bragging rights.
Bro, once I seen it was a female inspector, I said, "Oh, I got this." I wish she was ugly. The uglier, the better. I'd have been like, "Ooh, you so pretty."
You can sway the decisions, the outcome a little better.
Ooh, you so pretty. Ooh, precious child.
No,
some of them see me,
never told me that
they already
before.
know me from somewhere else. They'd be like, "Oh, like I had one inspector, I knew she hate me." I'm like, "Yeah, we felt this shit. This shit is a wrap. It's a wrap. She can't stand me."
Yeah, you definitely gotta know how to talk to them. They can make your life hell.
Oh yeah. Oh, like she can't stand me. I'm cool. We gonna take this L, bro. They had a chick that used to work for me that I think it like you can't get fired like you kicked out there, but you could fire people from different jobs they got within the work center and division and shit. And I fired her from being my leading petty officer. And then they sent her to be in the inspection team. She came to inspect us. I was like, yeah, we're gonna take this L, bro. But the crazy shit is she was trying to hit us for that. It's like you the one who fucked this up.
That's what
and then
she was trying to hit you for. She like, oh, I got you.
Yeah. They knew we had beef, so that they ain't have her look over our like she don't.
Yeah, it's conflict of interest at that point.
Mm-hmm. But it was funny when the other inspectors came and there was some fucked up shit in there. They got to come with the inspector, and it's like, man, this is stupid. Who did it? I'm like, she did. You see her name right there. We ain't had nothing to do with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was funny as hell though.
Oh,
she just picked up Chief too, but I heard that like anybody could pick up. But more powerful. I ain't one of the people that like, oh my God, I'm mad you made it. Nah, I want you to make it, bro. I need y'all to make it. Not to fill them gaps we got. I'm retiring anyway, so it don't matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't one of them people that be like, oh, I hope that I want everybody to eat. It's enough for all of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you like, you not
at my table.
You can eat at my table, bro. I don't even care. I'll pass you the salt. Like, I'm not a hater, so it don't bother me. It's not going to, like, what this dude said, why I ain't going to knock your hustle. Mine's treating me right. Like, I'm not one of them people. I feel like this, yo. I would rather you eat and be successful because hopefully whatever your discrepancy is, your hate, that malice in your heart, hopefully you starting to see something to take it out of you, bro. And if not, oh, well, like, one thing my mom's always say, if you're gonna dig one grave, dig two. Because when you wishing and putting like hate and wishing on somebody downfall, that shit is coming. Yeah, I told you, I don't believe in karma, but I do believe in the law of attraction. So if you just throwing that negative shit in the air all the time, it's gonna come back on you. Like I said,
right.
If you playing in the fucking mud, you're gonna get dirty. That's why I don't even fuck you, yo. Oh, I don't like you. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
I wish you the best, man. You can hate me. I'll show love to you, man. Because some people never had an example on how to be dealt, how to be a man, how to be a woman, that they need to see examples of a real adult, a real man, a real human being, whatever you identify, a real person on that shit.
I agree.
No?
I agree. Because had I seen a lot of these examples of people that were actually doing it the proper way, getting ahead in life, I would have followed that. But there wasn't too many of those examples around, so I had to go with I see the majority doing. That was my example. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean, I
look,
I feel we had.
There wasn't too many horses leading me to water.
I feel like I had a lot of good. Yeah, because you lead the horse to water, motherfucker.
Hey, look.
I feel we had good examples in the hood or what the I feel everybody should have a mentor, and you should have two mentors. One to show you what to do, and one that you could look at to know what not to do. You know what I mean? One that you could look at this motherfucker to be like, not even good at evil, because it just might not be working. There's some cats that just can't get right. There's some cats that was made to like, they ain't supposed to be the number one. And that's what be like, I remember me and his chaplain was talking on deployment, like back back, like I think 2011, 2012, I was on deployment, and we was talking, and he said some real shit. He said a lot of people are unsuccessful because they don't want to play their natural position. Like you could be on a football team and it's 11 players on the field, and some people got to be cornerback, some people got to be a tight end, some people the defensive line, and they could be the best, sometimes even the greatest of all time if they play that natural position that God wanted them at. But yet everybody want to be the quarterback. Everybody want to be the star player when you could probably be the best six man and you the star in your own right, you know? And I looked at that and took that metaphor in like, yo, I could be the best Mo White, but if I'm trying to be Solesoundz, I could be the best copy of that shit. I might live up to be number 2 in that aspect when I could have been the greatest of all time being myself, you know?
Right. I totally agree with that analogy.
And a lot of people don't see that shit.
Right. Don't be something you're not.
Yeah, it will work. Like you might be stunting yourself at that shit. Like, let's keep it real. Coming up, I was nice at football, but I was sticks and bones. I would have fucking died one sack. I would have been, but I was quick. I was athletic. I was good at that shit. But I had to pivot to basketball and realize everybody wanted to be the point guard back there. I was better as a shooting guard because I wasn't tall enough to be a small forward, and our handles wasn't nice enough to be the point guard. But I could shoot my ass off at them, you know, get my layup in and shit. But everybody, that's like when you look at the NBA now, everybody want to be like Steph Curry. Everybody want to shoot threes now. They have an open layup there and run to shoot a three. When look at Carmelo. Carmelo's one of the greatest scorers because he killed the mid-range, you know? It's a lot of cats they great at. Like Steph Curry is the greatest too because that's his game.
He's greatest on the outside.
That's his game.
Carmelo was better on the inside.
Yeah, but Carmelo was good at what he was doing. Like he didn't need to be LeBron. The problem is everybody sees something, they be successful. Everybody want to copy and mimic that joint. Like I don't think LeBron is the greatest at all. I think he's trying to be. He didn't surpass Kobe, but Kobe got that smudge on him because of that incident he had, you know. And LeBron he's good. He's a great player, but he's not the greatest of all time. No, of course you're gonna beat any statistical record when you're doing it longer than anybody else.
Right.
If I was in the NBA for 25 years and I'm a role player and I put up steady numbers, I'm gonna beat everybody else over time because you're beating Jordan numbers. Jordan did it in 10 years. You did this shit in 22. Who's more efficient? Who's really more? And he took time off in between. Kobe in his 20 years, he actually took off some time. He was injured. You did this shit. He was the man, and he did it all at one spot. LeBron, you jumping around, you putting teams together, all that shit. Like it's null and void after a while, you know. Like you're the greatest businessman that then came out of that shit. You're the greatest father because you put your son in position, but you're not the greatest Laker. You're not the greatest Cavalier. You're not the greatest Heat. You know, you're right now in this time frame. You're the greatest Nike spokesman, but nobody's fucking standing online and going crazy for LeBron sneakers like they did Jordan. It's more hype for Yeezys than LeBron's. You know, like Kobe's. You know, like. It's so much more that he could have did for the game of basketball than what you did. But, you know, it is what it is. I respect his hustle off the court, you know. I think I don't think he has real sportsmanship. I think he gained it now, but coming up, he ain't have real. So he had poor sportsmanship. He didn't care for the fans like that. He's a me person. Even what he doing to his son, having him come out there, that's a me thing, bro. Son's trash, bro. Not as a person, but as a basketball player, he averaged 4 points a goddamn game, bro. You know, I think he's a good kid, and I think that he would have been better if he ain't have to be under the shadow of his pops, because he's gonna live up to something that he not gonna live up to. His little brother's gonna be nice if he keep on the same trajectory that he's on, because he got the physical tools and he nice, but he also got the luxury of he's not in the spotlight right now, so he's getting to really just ball out and be a kid and do his thing, you know. And and I feel like his youngest son, that's what he want to do. Like, if you look at Carmelo's son, you could tell he wants to be a baller, bro. He got that feistiness, that New York mentality, us playing street ball. This dude ain't got that shit. Bronny don't even, he look like, man, I know I'm on the team. He got, ain't nothing. I made it already, you know?
Yeah, he feels he's more entitled.
Yeah,
he's
he
like,
feel like a daisy, like, yo.
Oh,
Or he
that's
might,
better.
like, he's more, like, he cares more about playing fucking Call of Duty than being in the Lakers, man, Akira. He was
He's
out
like, I'm
there.
already lit. What I need to
Yeah,
do
he
this for
put
you?
up 0 points, but he up there playing in goddamn video game tournaments out there. But they gave him $8 million, so I say that's the best father of the year. I set my son up to be set. I'm good. My family set for life, you know.
Oh yeah, like you're 18, you got money.
Yeah, so
you
I
need to learn
respect
how to
that.
keep making money.
Yeah, you just gotta hope he don't be like some of these kids, man. That because you know when you hand it to these cats, they don't know how to keep it and know how to cherish it and respect it. You know,
Right. Start balling too much out of control. You back to
they just
square
make
one.
stupid decisions. If you read that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, it breaks it down. It actually
You know what?
explains a lot. Like, oh yeah, it makes sense.
Trading your time, trading money for time, so that
Not even that, because
long run you make
everything
money.
is. Yeah, I mean, it's always going to trade money for time, no matter what. Even we sit here on YouTube, we sat here for 2 hours, we monetize, we still trading money for time. But like, when you do it with the Rich Dad Poor Dad, it's the certain things that is instills in you that you don't even realize you're doing it. Like, think about how we came up. We had different instincts growing up in the Bronx than our kids have growing up here in the suburbs.
It was
But
just a
then,
whole
like,
different
yeah, but then
level.
yeah,
Like-
but it's stuff that they're gonna do from growing up in the suburbs and have better habits than me and you have because they was raised up in it that subconsciously they already know. And then like growing up in our time, going to college was like, wow, you went to college? I'm the first in my family to go. Now that's lit. I'm going to college. What school am I going to? Like, that's the natural progression. Like money things, like cash, like they know how to manage their shit. They know how to do electronics. They know how to do naturally doing it. It's when, like, I would use Trump as an example. He was raised with money that when he was not thinking, he could make the right business decision. As soon as he think he could do some shit, that motherfucker made terrible business decision. University and fucking all that shit. Because subconsciously he was going against what he already knew. And it breaks it down in that Rich Dad Poor Dad drink. It breaks it down that you be like, damn, I ain't even thinking of it like that. And you got to think you grew up without something, we gonna hold on because we got that scarcity mindset with that shit. But somebody that grew up with money, they're gonna be more riskier with their investments because they've been raised to invest and do it. Yeah, and they don't look at it as a chance because it's like, oh, no, I'm supposed to naturally put my money in this, let it diversify and do this, that, and third, and boom. Small flips to make bigger flips to do real estate and do it like that. You know? But we look at it like, oh man, I gotta hold this because God knows I don't know when I'm gonna get money again to income tax. Now I'm gonna blah blah, you know.
Yeah, once you get past that stage in life, everything will definitely feel more. You feel more free.
Yeah, like I had to learn as an adult things that people told me that just was totally bullshit to keep you broke and to keep you in a broke mindset is you only live once, do it. That's true to a certain extent. We know we only live once, right? But then you would tell me life is short. When that judge said you got 40 years or you got a terminal disease, or let's say they's like, oh man, you only live once, right? Or life is short, but then you get in a car accident, God forbid, and you handicapped, and then you live the rest of your life, like 80, like 60 years after. Life gonna seem long when you gotta hop around or you missing something. You realize how long life could be then, you know? It's short when you're having fun. Time flies when you're having fun and you're doing something you enjoy and all that shit.
Oh yeah.
So I say that. That's why I like mindset and shit. And then I don't think being rich is monetary at my age, I feel right. Because you could be rich, you can have all the money in the world, but like I said, or you can have the money but don't have the family or the love to share it with. Even though I think you could buy that shit to a certain extent. Like I remember when I went to buy my car, they was like, money won't buy you happiness, but you'll sure feel better
Buys you
crying
moments.
inside. No, it said, but you'll sure feel better crying in a Lexus.
I can see that.
I'd rather have problems with money than without it, though. Like
Yeah,
it's
'cause-
always like, you know what else is a good book that I read? I read this last time I was on deployment that actually had me like, oh yeah. When I finished reading it, it made total sense. The Subtle Art to Not Giving a Fuck. Awesome book. Awesome book. Everybody should read that shit because I mean, I don't want to give away the plot, but long story short, you're always gonna give a fuck. It's just you need to choose the right things to give a fuck about. But
can see that.
the title's gonna catch you to make you pick it up and read it, you know? And it breaks down elements from other books, like I said, the Rich Dad Poor Dad, where it showed dude wanted to be so successful with certain shit, and then when he stopped trying to be that shit, he naturally fell into what made him rich and successful. Then it was saying how you always gonna have a problem. Solving a problem creates more problems, which I'll say more like issues, like, and choose what your issue want to be. Choose what your heart want to be. Like, if you're overweight and you want to get healthy, and then you join the gym, you're gonna have you're solving one problem to get healthy, but it's creating another problem because now the time of the day you go to the gym, you might have kids, you gotta pay for babysitting, or you gotta schedule it where you're gonna go to in between, you gotta come home and be a mother, be a father, do homework, cook dinner, and still get the gym in. You gotta, so you're choosing your heart, you know? You're choosing your drink. You gotta buy better groceries, but better groceries are more expensive. You choose it, one problem opens up another issue to another, you know what I mean? And it's how you look at it. Which one you'd rather have? Would you rather have the problem of looking for parking and dealing with the gym and the price of gym, or you rather have heart disease? You know?
Right.
Knee problems, or
You got to put it on the scale.
Yeah, so it's just putting stuff in perspective on what's worth. Yes, right. And when I read the book, I'm like, yo, this is a pretty, like, it's good that you know. So it's really not the subtle art of not giving a fuck. It's the subtle art. It's the art of knowing what to give a fuck about. Because sometimes you could be stressed out, worried about some shit, and it's so, and then you realize that shit didn't even really matter. You just made something matter that didn't matter. You know? That's why I told you I believe in the law of attraction. I do not sit there and be like, oh man. Like, you ever woke up, remember I telling you, and be like, I'm having a bad day today. And then the whole day just be fucked up. You're like, damn, today just not my day. And then one thing after another keep happening. You know who it caused it? You. Because if you would have looked at it and been like, damn, today I came out, I had a flat tire, and be like, damn, today's starting off rubber. This is gonna be great. Watch. I'm gonna go get a new tire. Since I'm gonna be late for work anyway, I'm gonna go grab some breakfast. So when I get there, I have a full belly, and then your shit just get better and better. You get good news because the universe only heard earlier is bad day, bad day, bad day. It ain't here. I'm having a bad day. So you put that energy out there, and that's all you started attracting was that day, bad day. Then when you fucking sit there and be like, what you call it? When you sit there and be like, man, today started off rough, but it's gonna be good. All that joint hurts. Today's gonna be good, good, good. You start attracting good stuff to you. That's why I talk money, because I need money, man. Remember we was on the phone that time, and I'm like, damn, money, fucking, yeah, you stink, man. I'm gonna have to clean that out again. Oh, poopy head. And he did it on that wee pad though.
All right, we getting somewhere. Get somewhere.
You bark at me, we gonna fight, and you don't want to fight, bro. You want to fight? Yeah. He about to fight his own tail. But
Yeah,
fuck.
don't make a mountain out of a molehill. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you gotta know how to defeat that molehill. But remember, I was sitting there crying. Remember my travel claim? They fucked that shit up where they supposed to pay me for that shit, and they wound up saying I owe them almost $5,000. You know, it got straightened out. But remember, I was like, I ain't even sweating. I know it's gonna get straightened. But then I remember I was like, with the computer shit, I was like, I need some money. Shit is fucked up. I'm gonna get some money. It's gonna come some. Then when we talking, I'm like, oh shit, there's money in my account. Where the hell did this come from? And it was them fixing the travel, and it's still jacked up, but it was enough to get me the computer and the braces. It really was enough to get her braces, you know. That's where it really went in. I got it, but it went straight into her mouth. Oh,
Still was a blessing.
yeah, I got it, and I gave it to my kids and shit. Well, my kid.
There you go.
Yeah, but
Hey, that's true, man. That's definitely an inspiration to remind yourself to think that way.
My man, it's almost midnight, and you sitting here barking. You about to be in the backyard, mama. And you stink. I'm gonna have to clean this all right. That shit fucking with me.
Yeah, it's all good. I know you got to clean that up. You know what I'm saying? I got to get up early in the morning. Get myself together.
I gotta get up at 5. And it's crazy because, like I said, I'm a telework, but you know they can see I'm online, and then they gotta be like, "How we looking at each other in the camera? That's how you looking."
So what, they monitoring you all day long? Even when you off?
Even you telework, so you gotta go online and muster. So even when I be like, "Oh, I gotta get up at 5 in the morning," I get up, muster and that shit, and then I go to work like 2-3 hours later. It all depends on the meeting, but they not expecting you got to be in the building before 9 o'clock or by 9 o'clock. But you got to be mustered on the computer shit before 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Like I got to muster 3 different places. I got to go on WhatsApp. I got to do like a whole bunch of shit, bro.
Yeah. Chat and all that. Whatever.
Yeah, WhatsApp, we do that shit. Then we do it on the military website. And then sometimes it'll pop like you got to do training and you got to go do that shit. And then, I mean, it's cool. I like it way better than I could be on deployment. Right now, if I was at my old spot, I'd be on the boat right now out to sea. I would have already been out there for a month.
Yeah, it feels good to actually.
Then come home for 3 weeks to go back out for 10 months. So I'm happy I ain't got to worry about that. Look at it. This dude is literally sitting here fighting his fucking. This dog is sitting here fighting himself. He's fighting his foot like it's another dog. Done kicked himself, like his foot is fighting back, and he's trying to bite and killing himself. Like,
yeah, I mean, he's learning himself. You know, like with males or just kids, they learn their bodies. They like, oh, what's this? That hurt. Okay, that's all that is. Still puppy, so it's a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to remember how many weeks he is. I think he's only, he was 8. He might be 9 weeks now. I know he only, what is he? I think only like 4 months. No, he's not even 4 months. I think he only like 2 months. When they bought him here at 5 weeks. Now it's in July.
He's flipping out.
Yeah, I was pissed off, man. I don't want no fucking.
What in the world?
Yeah, just wake up and this shit is here.
He's not even old enough to be fed.
Oh, you're welcome, You welcome. Hey, this dude is really sitting here like entertaining himself.
Yeah.
He bite everybody in here except for me. He bite me, bite him back.
You learning that you're the dominant figure in the house.
Oh yeah, he know.
That's what it is. But
lazy as hell. He do not want to go for a walk. That's why I be walking his ass. Like if I walk him, I'm walking this motherfucker 2-3 miles. He be come back in here. He sleep the rest of the day. And in the backyard, I just let him run loose. If I'm bored, I chase him with the blower. It's him just hearing the noise, he'd be out. I chase him around, just pressing the button, and he hear the noise and be like,
Might do the same thing with the vacuum.
Yeah, it's like doing it the vacuum.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if not, he wouldn't even come off the patio. He was sitting on that patio like, I ain't going in the grass. If I do that, I'll make him run up and down, and that way he can get, 'Cause I kind of be wanting him to like piss out there so that them other animals that smell that he there and they want to keep away, like the damn snakes and shit,
Sometimes. A lot of times, like if a dog smells another dog, they'll piss
I ain't
too.
worried about that. I ain't worried about that. Yeah, I've seen that, but I'm talking about like snakes and shit like that. They'll stay away. Cause they know they can get chewed up. I don't like snakes.
Yeah, keep the grass low.
Yeah, this shit been growing though. I need to cut it tomorrow. I just did the front. I did the parts that if they come around, that they'll give you a ticket, they can see that.
Yeah.
That shit is good. I did the front. I had to do the back gate behind that gate. Like,
I just did all that today.
I told you yesterday I did it because I just cut the lights on the lawnmower and I did it's electric, so it wasn't too loud. My neighbor was looking at me like, "You wait till goddamn 8 o'clock at night to cut the grass." Like, it's like 100 degrees.
What do you care? I'm not disturbing you.
Nah,
I think this is.
For you.
Oh shit.
You don't want these problems, bro. You bored? You bored?
Good.
He right next to me, but he got like a playpen shit. It's like the crate, and then there's a pin now. So he got his own little corner. That's why I'm like, y'all just invaded my space with this daggone dog.
I mean, what's next after that? Bigger bed? Give him a bigger bed. So.
About to be in that backyard. He keep playing with me, man. The doghouse. That backyard big as hell. He could run around. I still got the I got the kennel back there. I just gotta put it back together. I had it from the last dog. I just took it apart and leaned it against my gate. I just gotta grab it. I might have to buy some new hardware because I think I just left that joint on the fence right there. I might need a screw or two. I can go to because I think I paid like $600 for that shit. I was gonna give it away at one time. I was telling them at work like, y'all get a truck, y'all can come have this shit. I had to rent the truck from Home Depot, the big flatbed shit, not even a regular pickup truck to get that shit here. And the old dog, that didn't fucking try to dig underneath that shit.
You said not even I thought any flatbed should do that trick.
Listen, as soon as he get older in the house, bro, I don't fucking staying in there with the people that wanted that dog. What are you doing, bro? If this gate wasn't here, he probably have been on my lap. He done moved it all the way over. I don't know if you can hear him hitting it. And watch your mouth. Better watch your mouth. Don't touch me, man. You be walking in there on that piss. But watch your mouth, bro. You want your own YouTube channel? You got to make some money, bro. You can't be living in this house for free.
Sure.
Just eating and shitting and pissing, man.
I told you, he content, man. You gonna get his own segment on the show.
You know, Zip got his cat. I got this dog. I got this XL bully.
You messed up if he identifies as a cat.
What he call his joint? Pit cat? We gonna call him cat. Yeah. Cat bully. His tail is just a wagging. He happy as hell. Bro.
Yeah.
Don't be sitting here rolling over like this.
I don't think
Cute.
I'm taking my Asiatic self to bed because I don't got the telework in the morning like some people do.
They finally got me to look. I still need a laptop, and then I was looking at that joint. They're like, we gotta get the funding. First off, we all in the military, and you're giving me a military computer. I looked at the shit for the funding. They charging these motherfuckers. I ain't even added up for the month. Let me see how much they charge a month for me to have that computer. It's crazy though. When I seen the price, I was like, what? You could pay me that money. I'll use my personal computer if you give me the access to the secure joint. Because I got to run a VPN before I can even use it. But I could get into everybody else shit. They charge for me to have that computer a month, right? Guess how much they charging for that shit? This is what I'm talking about. This is a waste of money, yeah.
What kind of computer is it first?
It's a bullshit like a laptop, like a Dell or some shit like that. Nothing special.
$75.
It's a Dell or HP. I think it's HP. It might be.
All right, what core it got? All right, what's the processor? All right,
bullshit. I'm gonna just go with bullshit. I'm gonna go with that. Them just be bullshit.
Right. I'll say $80 a day.
A day?
Yeah.
87 and some change a day. So $2,600 a month for this bullshit. So think I'm gonna have this computer, right? Let me tell you how long. I'm gonna be here for 3 years, right? So we ain't even gonna say I'm gonna do the whole 3 years. So let's say time. So I know I'm gonna take so let's say 30 months, $79,000 for this bullshit. Good night. Hope you have a wonderful day. Well, we know you're gonna have a wonderful day tomorrow, eh?
Hey, I know you're gonna have a wonderful day today because unless you're talking about Friday, we on a whole new day.
But yeah, the 87,000. You know what they could have did? They could have gave me that money. They could give me. I'll go on the low end. Just give me 70,000. I could take 9,000 and buy the best fucking computer ever at that time.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Or they probably could have gave you a better performing one, but
I don't give a fuck about the performance, motherfucker. Give me the money. I ain't my personal computer. I can't do the things I want to do. I couldn't get on there and do this.
Yeah, that's true. The hell?
That's why today, like we had when girl, she had a baby, so she gonna be out for 84 days, right? You get 12 weeks or whatever, right? Somebody's like, man, you could probably go pick up her computer. This girl said it best. She said, damn, she said the military is so fucked that this girl just had her guts come out of her. And y'all talking about we could go take her computer so we could do more work here. I said, I ain't going to get the computer. I don't care about that computer. I said, that is fucked up. I'm gonna go, oh, congratulations. Can I get your computer for work? Like, you ain't gonna need it.
No.
I need to log on there Friday because I can't even see the email because they made me a new email that's not connected to my main email that I can't see it unless I'm on one of them other computers. And because if I do get it, I get to I could pick it up at the base that's close by me. If not, the guy only work once a week. What's up?
Can you muster ahead of time?
No,
like how much ahead of time do they let you muster? So you don't gotta worry about doing that stuff.
No, you got to do it the same day. So like I think 5 o'clock. They start 5 in the morning. No, like this time they know I'm not at work. It's going to save the time I did it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if I say it now, I'm like motherfucker, and then like I said, everything is a badge that you got to get to each section because it's a secure facility, so they could tell that I ain't at work because it ain't logged me in the building.
I got you, man.
So as long as you like, I always, even though I do the like early shit at 5, I don't go on there to say like I'm at work until like 6, 7. Some shit that they could be like, yeah, he probably was at work, even though they know I'm not. I'm not at work. It ain't like a secret that we're not there, you know. But even when I log on, if like tomorrow, if I be like I'm gonna telework, I will put telework, and I got the school shit. I will put going to. I got an appointment from this time. So don't expect me to be answering trouble tickets or doing anything or Zoom calls and Teams. Because we got Microsoft Teams, we do all that shit. Because it's different facilities that it ain't just this area of Virginia, it's down south. Main guys in Charleston, and there's New Orleans, it's all over.
You said Macon? Would you say Macon or Macon?
No, I said we all over. Charleston, New Orleans. It's different groups all over. Florida, all over.
Right. All right. That's cool. That's smooth though.
Everything.
I'm gonna do some numbers to see if it makes sense. We go ahead and transition over to that like full time right now.
You said go transition all the time?
Yeah, all the way into the IT. I already got some, familiar with it, I does my thing, troubleshooting and what do you call it? Handling the tickets that come in. Only thing is, it's like a war between IT and operations because as soon as you get there, they be like, okay, so how long until we're back online? You like, you didn't put your bag down yet to troubleshoot. You like, I can't.
So that's how it is too. When I'm troubleshooting or I'm fixing the problem, I gotta go in there and like I gotta assign the ticket to me, and then I'll put a time. So even if like if I start today, if I know it's gonna take a while, I gotta put a estimated time too. So say if I be like, damn, this shit's gonna take me, like I might have to rebuild a server, right? I haven't encountered that yet, but I know that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
But then I could push it just to deep support. But let's say it's something I can do because I could go into everybody's system.
Yeah.
I could say it's gonna take me 2 days, and then it's gonna show a fucking bar that tells where you at, or that shit counting down and say why. That even if it's like I needed something from them and they didn't, I could put contact site. They didn't, like I have to explain everything. And then when I go in work, I gotta put how many minutes that I did towards this shit. And say like I'm not gonna be there, but you reading my shit and be like, oh, I could fix that for you. You could go in and take over and do,
Yeah, because they got a metric system usually. You know what I mean? And you gotta keep everything under a certain amount of time.
Yeah, certain shit. It depends on the priority. Like if it's low priority, high priority, it ought to, I'm pretty sure yours is the same.
They be putting like low priorities as high priority, depending on if it's a new person.
So I used to do that. If I wanted to, if my shit broke down and I was putting in the trouble tickets like the spot where I would always put high priority, and then they're going to change that shit. Like bullshit. But I get the eyes on that shit. Used to be able to call them too. Like I'll call and be like, nah, you got to put in the trouble ticket. I'm like, all right, just real quick, look at that. But now that I work there, I can see they didn't have the power. There's so many different levels to that shit. Like I don't have the same power than the cats at Diesel, which is cool because there's job security. If we all had it, then they wouldn't even need them. And all of them is retired Navy, retired chiefs and shit.
Yeah.
They even offered me a job so far. They're like, you gonna retire? We're direct hire. You ain't gotta wait to get the government job. We could put you right through there. So you could retire on Friday, come back as a civilian Monday working there.
All right. So you can see this. You getting no doing this, like retiring?
I don't know. Everything sound good the first month you there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe because there's so many different shit there, I might see something else and be like, oh, I'd rather work there, and move on to that, But like I said, one thing about them, they don't come to work. They work from home. They only got to come once before they used to have to come in once a week. Now they only got to come in once a pay period.
Mm.
So they coming in twice a month.
Shoot. For the right amount twice a month wouldn't be too bad.
Man, they probably getting paid like $40 an hour. And then, like I said, they retired. So a lot of them, they getting paid $40 an hour.
All right, that's
plus, they
different.
getting a retirement check. Then they probably getting fucking disabilities. No motherfuckers. Or it's like more than $40 an hour. I think they starting, some of them is 100 to 160,000 a year. 200 a year. And you gotta think, like somebody like me, like I'm gonna get security plus, I'm finishing off my degree. They pay for all that. Besides the Navy shit, they pay for the security plus and all that. I'm just saying you there. During your working hours. So they'll send you there. Like one of our guys, he just did his last week, the security plus. They sent him there for a week. And while he's there, they even pay for his lunch and all that shit. When I say pay for their lunch, like they ordering them food, like Five Guys, fucking the local restaurants and shit.
Shit. Ride the gravy train until the wheels fall off. Then that's what I say.
Yeah, because that's what me and my homegirl that just said. We like, nah, we going. They was like, oh, would you be interested? Sign me up. I want my resume to be crisp and then have 25 years of experience behind it. You want to get hired, and I'm gonna sit back.
Yeah, you're getting into everything because that's what they ask on these applications. Or have
the
you served
experience
in the military?
Yeah, but then having the experience is gonna, serve more than having a degree, because you got the practical application of that job. And like I already got a degree. Because even my homegirl today, she's like, yo, why? When she see me doing that shit, she's like, why didn't you just get a degree in computer science? Like, how the hell, I said, I started in computer science, but I switched over to management, but I'm about to go back to computer science. Well, I'm going to do both. I'm going to finish off my shit in organizational leadership for my bachelor's, and then I'm going to do dual major to get the degree in computer science too. IT, because I think I only need like 4 or 5 classes for that.
Yeah, I seen that course, computer science.
The only bad part is, like, I got a lot of that shit so long ago. That shit, a lot of things they don't tell you is your college credits do expire.
What?
Yeah. But you can use some of them depending on the school as electives, but you can't use them as majors after a certain amount of time they expire. Because technology changes too. Certain shit changes. So I didn't know that, but I can understand the logic behind that shit. But they'll use it as an elective, not, the major one.
That's good to know.
Like, even when I went to Florida for this last school, I got college credits for the school that I was in towards IT and shit like that, and data analyst and system administrator.
That's what I was going to do. Get the
data analyst.
Associate credits towards 18 associate credits.
Mm-hmm. We could talk. I could get you associates like this semester. Depending on, I just got to see how much credit you already. How many credits you already got?
Look, I'm starting the process. I'm looking at the classes that offer it.
You ain't got none at all. You never did no college, right?
Nah, this is new.
Just trade school.
I'm taking advantage of the opportunities that this place offers you.
Mm-hmm.
They go to school for free.
I thought you took some already, because I know a school for adult learners that if you're close by, you could just tell you, all right, because some of them, if you got a social, like you're going for your associate, they might only take in transferring like 30 credits, like half the degree from another school. Then some would take 40, but then some that they'd be like, hey, if you did it, all you got to do is take like a couple of class, like 3 classes with them, and that suffice. They register, and then boom.
So what it sounds like is once I'm towards the end of that, I need to contact you back. Get on that.
Yeah, and then you can have 2 degrees because you just got to get that one first. Cause like me, I wouldn't be eligible because I already had a degree, so I couldn't go like piggyback. It's like to help adult learners get back in the workspace or to get advancements in their career that they in, but the not having a degree held them back. So you could do alternative, because it's alternative ways to earn credits without actually going to school. Like you could do your shit online through CLEP, Sophia, Study.com, Straya. They call it degree hacking, where it's cheap, you save money because you're paying for these alternatives. Like I did Sophia, I did probably like 60 credits on Sophia just because during the pandemic, they had it free. Then they had it that you could, because they charge $100 a month. Back then they was charging you per test like $300, but you were saving money because you're not going to class. It was self-paced. And they gave you all the material. But then they made it free during the pandemic for like 6 months. Then all the people that signed up during there, they made it where it was $150 for the year. You could take as many as you want. And that's when I paid that $150 and I was just knocking them shits out. Which that shit saved me a lot because when I turned my transcript to one of my schools, I only needed 10 classes towards my bachelor's after I got my associates. You know, they gave me 90 credits all together, counting my associates and that shit. You know,
right? Because wait, if you got an associates, it's only was that like
60.
2 more years for your bachelor, right?
It's usually most bachelors is 120 credits, or associates is 60 credits. So that's my joint. I'm gonna knock that
whole pamphlet to look through.
Yeah, and I tell you, because I can help you. Like, say even you go through that pamphlet, they're like, oh, you could take fucking these classes and you could CLEP them and all that shit. Hit me up. I'll show you how to do that shit through Sophia or CLEP or whatever. And even if it's $100 a month, it's unlimited for that month. So say if you like, you know what, to speed up the process, I'm gonna do it for the month and spend that $100, right? You might could knock out, like, you're a working man, so I ain't, let's be so realistic, but you could listen to that shit and knock some shit out on your phone. You could probably in that month, I say the lowest somebody should be able to do is 5 classes. Easy. That's 15, what? That's 15 credits right there. That's 1/4 of a degree right there. And I feel is the bare minimum you can knock out with not trying hard, not being exhausted, because you can on the weekend literally knock out 2 to 3 classes.
That's cool, because that's what I used to do online when I used to study for something.
Yeah, it's self-paced too. So.
Courses.
And
knocking out the course.
Let's keep it.
Just taking the test.
Let's keep it real. It's 2024, man. It's fucking Google. It's YouTube videos you can watch. You'll be able to. Like, I'm about to start CLEPing something at least once a month. Because it's free for military to take the CLEP. So it'll probably be a telework day, or I'm getting off at 2. I have an appointment to go take the exam at 2. If they got it on base, I'll take it at 2:30. While I sit there for 2 hours and then I finish the class. Like, you literally go test out on knowledge. So I could study, go in there, knock out the test. That should save me time and money. Especially if it's free. If I fail, it ain't like I lost any money on pocket.
I'll definitely be getting back with you on that.
Yeah, and I don't know how much. I think for civilians, it ain't free, but I think it's like $100.
That's still
the average college credit is like what, $300-$400 a credit. Then you got to pay $300-$400 for the book. So you saying, let's say just for simple numbers, it's $300, right? So you paying $1,200 for the class, another $300, $1,500 a class with the books and all that shit. Then the time is just, priceless, like you can get time. But if you go in there and clap it, let's even say if you paid $200, because that was before the pandemic was on. Say you pay $200, you still save time and money. Knock it out.
I need that.
Yeah, there's ways. That's what I'm saying. There's ways. I'll send you some links to like the dude YouTube channel, Degree Hack, and it's like forums, and cats already got like degree plans that they made that they'll tell you which websites to go to. That they'd be like, you could take these classes on Sophia, you could take these in CLEP, you could take these on study.com and shit, and it shows you how to literally finish off your degree in like a year or 2. Like bachelor's, not even associates, like bachelor's degrees and shit.
Saying get to it. Don't even play around. Get it done.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do, man. Like that first school was just bugged out with these transcripts. They want transcripts from the Job Corps. The boom, I sent it to them. They said, "No, we can't process this because it came from your email. We got to come straight from the school." Had the school send it over.
Yeah,
boom.
yeah. Yeah, but some
Then
of them
she's
you should
like,
just
yeah.
put it on there and send it to them.
Yeah, it was just giving me the runaround. So at least
Yeah, that's the same thing. Like
this time,
you send it straight from the school, because then, especially nowadays, you can fucking manipulate that shit to say whatever you want if it ain't come from.
yeah, it's true. I guess I get that, but that whole you got to be a resident of the state that you went to school in.
So yeah, for you, I mean, you don't have to, but you pay more if you're a non-resident. See, that's the advantages of being in the military, because they, they'll waive that shit. Matter of fact, the school that I'm going to,
That's the thing. I wasn't paying anything. It's through the company.
Yeah, but I mean, ain't you going to school in your state?
Well, nah, that was CSU, Colorado State University.
Did you get to pick the school, or they only picked the school?
I get to pick a school as long as it's in their network. So I seen they had online classes. That's why I went to. That was Colorado State University. Now I'm messing with Southern New Hampshire.
Yeah, that's another one. I mean, I'm gonna send you. You should look into see if Charter Oaks State College is in your joint. That's in Connecticut too. It's an adult learning school, and they accept everything.
Charter Oaks.
Yeah, that's what I'm signing up for. And it's like 8. They start classes, I think, every. I don't know if they start every month. I know the other school I was going to is every month. I just ain't like it because it's 12 weeks, but it's a decent school out of Jersey. But I just feel I need 8 weeks. 8 weeks, I think, is the sweet spot for online. 12 weeks is just 3 months too long. 2 months, I could buckle down, knock it out, and then because that's like splitting the semesters in half. I can knock out 2 classes or 6 classes, depending on how I like this spot. I probably can do 2 to 3 classes a semester easy. And if they split in the semesters in half, I mean, I can knock out 6 in the time frame that I would do 1 semester. I can knock out double. I can knock out 6 in that time. If I knock out 6, I can have my degree by the summer. And that's my plan. Because if I need 10 credits, I could just knock that out. But I'm trying to also look into, as I do it, with using the tuition assistance through the Navy, I'm trying to dual degree where I'm knocking out 2 at the same time. Not just 1. That way when I'm trying to walk out of this place with 3 degrees at least. At least 3 degrees. Because I already got 1, so 2 extra ones, and then all the certs and shit I can get.
I like the vision.
Yeah.
I like the vision.
I told you what I was doing. I used to go to. I just be reading books. So what I used to do is I tried to go to the thrift store, especially out here because this shit is a big. Like we got all these colleges. You got Norfolk State, ODU, TCC, all these colleges around here, Western. So a lot of these cats used to donate their books to these thrift stores over here. So I used to go to the thrift store and just buy them joints and just study and read them. So like even I telling you how I was doing the fucking shit, see they have marketing and you can see it still got the fucking school shit on there, the thrift shop joint on there. And how much I paid for this book? I don't know, but the 3 prices they had on it was $2. And if you bought it by when it first got there, $2. And if you waited the next month or 2 weeks after that, the price dropped to 99 cents. 2 weeks after that, it dropped down to 50 cents. So I got it in between $2 to 50 cents for that shit for a college goddamn book on marketing. And I sat there and I read and study this joint. And then and I used to do that. I used to always make it at least every 2 weeks. I stopped by that thrift shop and I go look and see what books they have, what college books they have. And I got when I say I was buying everything from them, I was buying everything from that, the criminology books, fucking criminal justice books, history, everything. And then I could study those. And then, like I said, they got a lot of schools that'll let you test out on knowledge base. So I look at those schools and I look to see what's their transfer policy. And I'm telling you, it's a whole joint. Business plan. Look, this business book, 50 cents, $2 I'm buying for this shit, man. And these are like fucking $300 books.
Okay.
$600-$700 page books and shit. And I buy them. I sit here. I read them. I sit there. Cats was thinking I was in school when I wasn't. Then they was like, "You just be reading them shits for fun." I'm like, "It ain't for fun, but I like to be able to have education." And then some of them I'll look up because it'll be like I said, where they got their notes still or where they marked it at, and I'll be like, "Oh, let me read up on this part a little more."
Okay.
Expansion of demand and supply analysis. Price systems and market, exchange and markets, transaction courses, like there's different. The role of the middleman, and I already got my degree in business. I took a small business entrepreneur class, all that. So yeah, I do that shit, man. I know it sounds crazy that we started off the conversation talking about gangbang that I showed you, but I got a library of books on how I just go buy college books and read them my time. Like it's what Malcolm X said, because I love Malcolm X. He said it is not a crime to have been a criminal, but it is a crime to remain a criminal.
Right. Basically, I don't fault you for being ignorant, but I fault you for staying ignorant.
Yeah, like
I equate to that.
What the dude used to say, alert man is a dead man. So if you ain't growing, you dying. Got that. I mean,
all facts, no fiction.
Like I got this shit that I kept. And I don't know if you can see what it say. What it say property of.
Middle school student. Oh, Morris High School. Word?
Yeah.
You got that?
Yeah, this is about the Constitution. I'm like, I'll take this with me. Yeah.
Damn.
Right there, I have this shit.
That's what it is, man. You put it to good use.
I'll break it down the Constitution. What is government? Or why do we need a government? What's the purpose? Like I'll sit back, read it, brush up. Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. That's a good read. Right. But yeah, that's good, man. We got to build more on that. We get all my stuff in line. I want to go through the programs the school's offering. And,
just let me know. I share my advice, what I know about, or point you to the shits, the resources to try to make, because when you get into the forums, it's gonna be somebody that knows by name. Like I said, they put that cake together for you and show you how to bake it.
Right.
Like most of my books I got here is like government, business, some military shit, mostly marketing and history, management history, project management, like all that shit. That's why I was like, come on, I could go in there and spend. Oh, that shit green right there, so it's disappeared. But I could go in there and spend fucking
project management
$10 and come out with fucking a wealth of knowledge. Mm. This shit remind me. I just thought of a whole bunch of a series of content to put out, just talking on these different books and the fundamentals of project management and how to go degree hacked and money right there, how to get paid, how to save money doing that shit. Like how we was talking about the mortgages. A lot of people don't know with this fucked up economy, like if you make that extra payment, how much money you saving in the long run. I told you, my biggest mistake. I told my uncle, he was like, "You should have took that goddamn 15-year mortgage. I'd have been almost paid my shit." But what I need to do is sit down and calculate how much I should have put towards that shit that could have knocked that payment down to that, and then start divide it up and see how to make them steady chunks to get me to that shit. Because I tell you, the smoothest way to do it without feeling the pain is when you get your income taxes taken and put that extra payment towards it. Then,
Yeah,
because you ain't really going to know.
Lump sum at once.
Yeah, and you could probably still have enough. Because let's say if your shit is like simple numbers for the penalty is $1,000 a month is your mortgage, and if instead of splitting it up to like $80 a month, you could just wait to the end of the year when you get your income tax and just take that extra $1,000, throw it straight towards the principal, and then that'll knock off 7 years. So I'm looking like that means I gotta put $2,000 a month because I need to knock that shit off. Because I think once you do that, and all you gotta worry about is tax, you will be way better off with housing and shit, and you could take that money and invest to actually build something,
Big fact. All right, cool. Well, North,
I know you
need to get a
you
start
gotta
on
get
that
up early. Yeah,
we need to start on that for real. I need to get my brain rested so I can get up.
Go ahead. Do that. I'm
get my
about
things done. Shout out to everybody on the chat. Shout out to everybody that's watching.
Yeah, shout
Hope
out.
you,
Appreciate you. Man.
Yeah. Feel free. I am Solesoundz. Feel free to subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Uncle Moe TV. He's always got that fire coming. Stay tuned. There's a lot more in store. You know what I'm saying? And you want to get all your projects out there, you go ahead and do that.
Yeah, man. Appreciate all y'all. For all y'all that be coming for my gaming content, I'll probably be back online gaming with the next season of The Walking Dead tomorrow. And yeah, we gonna get it, man. I appreciate all y'all that came up here. This was like an impromptu. We ain't do nothing together in months, and I've been telling her we need to get back on it, bring it back to the essence of how we used to do.
Yeah, and I wanted to test if his computer really worked. So, this is a testament to that. So, yeah, good money.
But once I learn how to get that other program popping, get my OBS thing popping where I could bring the guests, it's a wrap. And I'm going to start bringing up, I don't know if we're going to do calling or do guesses, but one of the two, but we're going to do more community interaction for y'all. So like I said, appreciate y'all tuning in. I got to get up in about 3 hours. He got to get up early, and we're going to do our thing, man. And until next time, stay blessed. Everybody going to have a great day because we attract goodness. And later.
Peace. Positive energy.
All the time, man. New series coming out, Money Talk. But we going to talk different strategies on how to control your funds and assets. I don't know if I'm doing this channel or the other channel, but you'll definitely know. And giveaways coming soon. So until then, peace.